moments of peace and quiet. I just got off the phone with Donnie Turner. He did not have any solutions, but I'm here to tell you that Montgomery Paint and Body is the place to take your car when it's damaged in an accident. I wish he could straighten out my diaphragm, because apparently that's what hiccups are from. But if you got a fender that's bent, we call him a dentist, because what he does is take dents and gets rid of it and makes the car look good as new and maybe better. 27 Rec with a W for the very best in the business. Montgomery Paint and Body, Donnie and Brandon Turner. They don't want you to be in an accident, but if you are, you only have one question to answer. Do you want it fixed or do you want it fixed right? Assuming you make the latter choice, the number you need to call is 27 Rec with a W. I don't know if I want to be on camera with this afternoon. They're on the boulevard at East Shirley Lane, so if your car can't be driven, have it towed there. And if they don't know what Montgomery Paint and Body is, find a different tow truck. That would be my recommendation. 27 Rec, spelled with a W, on News Talk 3.1 FM. Well, at least everybody's smiling, right?
No, we were just talking about like stuff like my little niece watches, and like an old school show is Little Bear. And one of the episodes I watched with her when I was in Nashville is when Little Bear had the hiccups.
Oh.
And the goose or the duck or whatever tried to scare him, and the cat said, "Hold your breath." And...
I've had people try to scare me.
Mm-hmm.
You think the boss would call and say you're fired or something just to,
to really scare you.
Yeah, I mean, anytime he calls, it scares me before I know what he wants to talk to me about. So this visit to the Idiocracy will have a special touch to it. However, one thing that worked briefly this morning was eating a teaspoon of mustard, yellow mustard. So I'm going to do that now.
Yellow mustard.
Maybe a miracle will happen and it'll work again. Because I hate this. Having the hiccups is annoying enough when you have them for 15 or 20 minutes. 28 hours. It'll test your sanity. So that's what we're starting out with this afternoon. David Blackman is going to join us very shortly as we tour the great and never-ending American Idiocracy.
Rich Thomas weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Pretty good forecast, except we need rain, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low temperature, not too bad, in the middle 60s. I think we're in the upper 80s with total sunshine on Tuesday, then maybe even low 80s for a high on Wednesday and Thursday, and perhaps upper 50s on Thursday night. That sounds good. Meanwhile, the desperate search for raindrops continues. There is none in our future. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
15 degrees in Melbourne, a shower or two today, a top of 19 at 3 o'clock. Gaddafi has urged his supporters not to believe the lies he says are being told about what's happening in their country. Speaking in front of supporters at a ceremony to mark 34 years of his country's people power style of government. A Libyan warplane has bombed an area near an ongoing clash between pro and anti-Gaddafi rebels. 4 toddlers have had a miracle survival after a car crashed through a cubby house at a Maui childcare centre. Were playing when a car ploughed into them shortly before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Strong winds have hampered the recovery effort in Christchurch, stirring up dust debris, including corrugated iron. Superintendent Dave Cliff says families of those still missing have been able to tour the devastated area. The founder of a men's club known as the Brotherhood says he's just an honest former policeman turned businessman. John Moncrief denies anything sinister about the group. Police Chief Simon Overland says he's deeply concerned about the group's activities. John Moncrief says he has nothing to hide and welcomes the Ombudsman's investigation. In other news, the Greens are calling for a ban on semi-automatic handguns, and gunmen have shot dead the only Christian minister in Pakistan's government. The minister had been an opponent of a controversial Islamic blasphemy law. The Magpies are set to make a string of changes for Saturday's NAB Cup semi-final. Collingwood semi-final coach Mark Neeld says Dane Swan will back up after playing his first game for the year last week. Eccleston says the most exciting Grand Prix are in the wet, says the city would do well to keep the race.
Calling all stations, clear the air lanes, clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
Yeah, that's the afternoon. Although the mustard might be working, we'll find out in a moment. Pamela Dubuque is here. I'm Greg. David Blackman joining us in a moment.
And here they are.
Listen. Donnie on line 1. Good afternoon, Donnie.
Hey, Greg, I got my own home remedy. I don't know if you can do this or not.
Okay. Yeah.
But it always works for me. If I force myself to burp, if I can inhale air,
I'll tell him.
get it into my stomach, and force myself to burp, it works every time.
A good belch. Not a polite little
No,
but something more like
not
like
everybody.
that.
Yeah, not everybody can cause themselves to burp. I don't know, but it always works for me.
Somebody this morning suggested I put a glass of water behind my feet, bend over, and drink it, which would really, of course, be like impossible to do. I think they were being facetious.
Well, mine's at least a little less acrobatic, but maybe it'll work. I hope the best for you.
I think the yellow mustard might be working. Fingers, eyes, toes crossed. But I appreciate all the help, man. I've got a fabulous audience that has come up with some amazing. In fact, somebody brought a care package by.
We had just had a caller say try Prevacid,
which
is an antacid.
I got a prescription from my doctor for something that's in that family. It fell out of my bag. Oh, that's bad news.
Is it behind the mustard right there?
Oh, there it is. Yes. What is this? Metoclopramide.
Let me see that.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks so much for the call, man.
Sure
that
thing.
sounded like
stay-
Trump's trying
I'll
to say
stay tuned and we'll
acetaminophen.
wish you the best.
Thank you. I didn't hear Trump try to pronounce.
You didn't? Oh my gosh!
Acetaminophen?
When he made the announcement about it, linking it to neurodegenerative.
Somebody said biting a lemon, but I can't break the hide on. Hello, Woody.
Hey, brother, how are you?
Great.
Hey, I'm
Never
gonna
been
do
better.
this.
How are you?
I know how to fix it. Go to the bathroom and stick your fingers down your throat and make yourself gag. That's always worked for me.
That's
It's not
something
fun.
I
It's
could
not-
easily
it's
do.
Not fun. It's not fun, but it damn sure works for me.
Well,
Okay.
all right. I'm going to keep that in
Have a good
mind.
day.
Pamela, please make a note.
Gag yourself.
You can put
Noted.
You're welcome to put that in a slightly nicer way. All right. At 3:12, we will be joined by David Blackman shortly. Did the market have a good day today? I am not together here at all. There's just, it'd be nice if Joey could do an extra 15 minutes every day to give me time to get squared away here. Just kidding, Joey. If you're listening, market up slightly today. I think there's a little anxiety about the fake government shutdown. And that is certainly something we're going to talk about with David Blackman, starting with a song. Brant from Invista Advisors. If you never had the chance to sit down with a real financial planner and work out a way to save for the future and see all the options that are out there and some of the tricks of the trade to put money aside and watch it grow, I urge you to sit down and meet with Brant and his team. No pressure. Just a conversation at 387-0094. That's Invista Advisors. David Blackman will be joining us next.
Traffic is brought to you by Dillon Rings. Dillon Rings has great watches and beautiful rings. Or have Josh design a piece of jewelry for you. Shop Dillon Rings now at 119 Brown Springs Road. And check them out on Facebook.
Well, we're starting the afternoon with a couple of accidents. First of all, I-65 northbound. If you are coming into Greenville or headed to Montgomery, right past exit 130 in Greenville, we have a moderate crash, possible injuries, could be some lane blockage. Please watch out there. I-85 southbound, mile marker 20. That's going to be just past Shorter. We had an 18-wheeler on the right side of the roadway. The truck was broke down. They removed it. The trailer's still there. Wrecker coming. Folks on the scene, just watch out for them. And we're busy everywhere else. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out their incredible selection of used equipment. See the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 just past Taylor Road. With J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Listen up. Y'all know what time it is. Abbott Elementary returns.
Miss Shementi will no longer be teaching second grade. She'll be moving up to teach middle school math in homeroom.
New year.
Preteens are very different than second graders. Every day is like an episode of Scared Straight.
What?
Same Abbott.
We live in a post-truth landscape, and these kids hit below the belt, which is where you haven't been touched in years.
Stop! Abbott Elementary season premiere.
Wednesday at 7:30 on ABC 32.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare. Wow.
With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. For over 21 years, Blue Water Broadcasting has been a proud part of the River region. We're not just a company, we're your neighbors. Our owners, air staff, account executives, and support team all live right here. We believe in this community, and we stand by our slogan, Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
You're getting rid of $5.5 million to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex advocacy in Uganda, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
I can't believe we're arguing about this. I can't believe we're arguing about this.
The 21st century began. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest. A process which had once favored the noblest traits of man now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackman and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
And we love you too. Joining us now from somewhere in Texas, probably a predominantly conservative area, I'm guessing. A man whose political insights have guided us through not one but 2 presidential elections over the year. America's best political blogger. Please welcome the one, the only David Blackman.
Woohoo! Yay, thank you. Yeehaw, everybody.
And it's baseball playoff time. And we'll talk about that later in our time together with David. But first,
It's the government shutdown.
and David wrote a brilliant piece this morning saying, shut it down, Republicans, shut it down.
And God, shut it down. Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. At long last, can we just shut the damn thing down?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the Democrats are out there with the usual scare tactics and no Social Security. And they're doing this. God, their TDS is so thick. They're doing this over healthcare for illegal aliens. Is that really?
And refunding PBS and NPR. That's their two big deals.
Oh, God, they're just
go away.
unbelievable.
Yeah. It's so tiresome. You know, everybody's over this crap. I mean, people are just, they hear this stuff coming out of Washington. How many times in the last 20 years have we been threatened with the government? Have the media told us, oh, the government's about to shut down, everything's going to burn up, we're all going to die? It's a third of the government at most. No essential services are going to be canceled. You're still going to get your welfare checks and your Social Security checks, and Medicare is still going to pay your bills. And almost nobody who is not a Washington bureaucrat is even going to know what's happening. And I just, it's so tiresome and so sickening. It's hard for me to even get motivated to write about it anymore.
It's almost like a seasonal thing, you know, like as soon as the seasons are ready to change, they've got another issue. And the Republicans have a continuing resolution ready to go, right? I mean,
totally clean CR that funds government at its current levels for 7 weeks. And then we go through it all again in 7 weeks because the Democrats aren't going to agree to anything that's reasonable.
No.
Yeah. And so, why? Because it's what Trump wants. See, what Trump's proposed and what the Republicans are proposing is exactly what the Democrats have proposed in every previous threatened government shutdown. A clean CR, funding the government at current level. That's always the Democrats' position until now. And Trump and the Republicans co-opted their position. So suddenly, the Democrats hate a continuing CR.
Oh, yeah.
Funds the government along Joe Biden's priorities. You know, if Trump is for something, they're against it. We're just so lucky that President Trump, I mean, every left-wing woman in America is, last week, President Trump put out that post on Truth Social telling them, don't take Tylenol. And then we immediately, if you're pregnant, immediately we see hundreds of videos of all these lunatic woke women, most of them lunatic woke white women who are upper class women who are pregnant, saying, well, I just took 17 Tylenol and I feel fine. And then, an hour later, they're at the emergency room because they took too much Tylenol. We're just lucky President Trump didn't post, please don't eat raw sewage, because millions of liberals in this country would have gone out immediately and eaten raw sewage just because Trump is against it.
Yeah.
Now, what did Tylenol say in response to that?
I think Tylenol's admitted you're not supposed to take if you're pregnant.
They've cautioned pregnant women.
Yeah.
Yes. In 2017, they said, we do not endorse the use of any of our products for pregnant women. We don't advise any of it.
Yeah, because they don't test anything on pregnant women.
Right.
They try not to because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't want to find out what's going to happen.
This is just my humble opinion. But if these women end up with miscarriages or worse, they should be charged with crimes.
They should.
That's just so obscenely stupid. It doesn't deserve an adjective. It's just so crazy, and I can't understand, David. He's on the right side of everything for someone with a modicum of common sense.
Yeah.
But it's him. The media has done such an incredible job of, the Orange Man and all of that, the whole monster thing. Somehow he gets more votes every time he runs for president.
Yeah. No, but it's strictly the whole Democrat policy suite. There is no policy suite. Their whole philosophy is just whatever Trump's for, we got to be against because our woke voter base demands that. They all hate Trump. We got to be against Trump. Doesn't matter what he proposes. Got this peace deal in the Middle East today, right? 21-point peace deal that, it's not going to end up succeeding, but at least he put it out there. It makes perfect sense. Totally reasonable. If Joe Biden had read that off his teleprompter, every Democrat in America would be 100% for it, say it's the best idea ever invented. But because it comes from Trump, and Bibi Netanyahu, who is another boogeyman of the left now. They're against it. There's no thought process. There's no reasoning about any of it, thinking what's right or wrong, what's best or bad. It's just Trump said it. We're against it. That's it. Whole agenda.
It's just crazy. These are the same people, by the way. I mean, the idiocracy exists. The story that blew my mind the most out of the last several days was it Des Moines, Iowa? They realized that the superintendent of their schools is an illegal alien.
Yeah, and ICE picked him up and detained him.
Good.
The superintendent.
Honest to God. I mean, that takes a special level of moron. And what are they going to do? They do the same emotional. Well, he's done such a great job with us. Can't we make it? No. The law is the law. Nobody's above the law. But how does somebody come to this country illegally and get to that? Don't they vet people or check them out?
Sure they do. But they did it specifically because the school board in Des Moines is all but one of them are woke, left-wing white women. Okay. In a heavily minority city, the whole school board's a bunch of millennial white women. Totally left-wing. They've all been indoctrinated, brainwashed by the View.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so they decided, they obviously knew he was an illegal alien. They had to know. And he had to present a false social security number to get that job.
Right.
That's all got to be documented. So he committed fraud on the social security system.
Yep.
To get that job. Got paid $300,000 a year. They hired him specifically because he's an illegal alien.
Well,
and they did it in an illegal closed door session when they took the vote, an illegal, in violation of the Open Meetings Act in Iowa. So,
will there be any consequences to the people that made all of this happen?
Probably not. I mean, the voters in Des Moines are obviously brainwashed, woke idiots, and they, elected these people to begin with. So I doubt there will be any repercussions for them. And hopefully this guy will be deported back to Guyana, where he, illegally immigrated to the United States from, and wish him well back there in his home country.
It's just astonishing. There's just no end to it. And of course, if you just do a little digging on YouTube, you can find all kinds of Democrats coming out against illegal immigration. Bill Clinton, Hillary, Obama all spoke to the dangers and the threats of illegal immigration. Now somebody's in there doing something about it, and they're all losing their minds.
You know what's interesting about this superintendent? The school board. So he was detained on September 26th. It wasn't 8:00 in the morning on the 27th when they removed him. It was after Iowa revoked his license. They said, we better put him on unpaid leave. He's not licensed to be superintendent anymore.
They revoked his license.
Yeah.
They did.
Well, yeah, they must have probably got informed by ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Their superintendent was an illegal alien and presented with, an option to either revoke his license or ICE will call in DOJ, Civil Rights Division, to conduct an investigation of the entire school board, which it ought to be doing anyway.
Yeah. And those who participated in this, they can't, well, maybe they can't be that stupid. Should be held accountable. What about the people of Des Moines? Well, I wonder what the news is saying there, or what the people are saying there, or what talk radio is saying
Well,
there.
listen, Des Moines Register,
Yes.
their newspaper, says Des Moines Public Schools is a national embarrassment. A letter from the Register's readers. They published it.
It is a national embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and why? And why is it a national embarrassment? Because of the people you elected. You elected to be on the school board.
Yeah, it says the architects of this impending disaster, a handful of part-time unpaid volunteers called school board directors. Even a child can see that entrusting a budget larger than the GDP of a small nation to well-meaning amateurs is a recipe for absolute catastrophe.
Yeah,
totally. And guess who the chairman is? She's the former chief of staff to Michelle Obama.
Oh my
No
goodness.
way.
Assalamu alaikum.
Big Mike.
And she's running for the Democratic Party's nomination to be the next senator from Iowa.
Oh, brother.
I mean, she's not going to win. I mean, it's a heavily Republican state outside of Des Moines. She's a Democrat, obviously. No Republican could be quite that stupid. And, but she, this is who she is. This is one of the most prominent Democrat figures in the state of Iowa. Led that decision to hire this specific guy to be the superintendent of schools in the biggest school district in the state.
As this blogger that I read all the time, Pamela, says you couldn't make these people up in a million billion years, and why would you if you could?
I've heard that.
It's the guy we're talking
right mind.
Yeah.
David, I just want to give you a heads up on one ridiculous personal thing. It's possible this show could sound like it's being co-hosted by Foster Brooks.
Yeah, there's a rumor you've had the hiccups for a while.
For 28 hours.
Oh my God.
But I've had a couple right before we brought you on. I tried the yellow mustard solution, a spoonful of this, and that has stopped them.
Really? No, I've never heard of that particular cure. That's interesting.
Yeah, it worked this morning. Then my doctor prescribed me a drug to take. I can't pronounce it, so I have no idea.
Metoclopramide.
See,
that sounds like pronounce that either.
if the names of the drugs and their difficulty to pronounce were in correlation to the seriousness of your condition, I would probably have hours to live.
One of my first jobs was as a pharmacy technician.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Fun.
This woman is amazing.
I've lived 1,000 lives.
Yeah, you have. You have. It's very, very impressive. One of the things too that sometimes will work is when people scare you. So you know what Pamela cooked up with Jacqueline Tomlinson, my lawyer, and somebody because she's co-hosted the show with us several times. Pamela texted her just before the first break and says, "Leave a message for Greg to call you and make it urgent." And you saw my reaction. Oh my God, what is?
As soon as we went on break, he's like, "I gotta call Jacqueline. It's urgent."
I do have a situation. So oh no, now what? And
I said, be very vague. Give him anxiety. He needs to scare away his hiccups.
Well, it's either the mustard or it's Jacqueline Tomlinson. But that's a great lawyer right there that will not only lead you through any type of family crisis, but help you get over a 28-hour hiccup routine. It's not painful. It's annoying. It's just, and it becomes, when it's chronic like that, I've never had it last more than 15 or 20 minutes. So if you need a good scare, I recommend Jacqueline Tomlinson too. Delkin Tomlinson, attorneys at law, 819-4810. And I may as well give the web address, thealabamafamilylawyers.com.
The representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
And the disclaimer to make sure we're all good on everything. You can't be surprised by anything in the news, but a city the size of Des Moines having an illegal alien as their school superintendent, I still can't process that. That is just
wild. It's wild.
I think maybe Trump should declare that suburban white women who vote Democratic are a terror group because they really come up with some stuff.
Democracy.
Yeah, everything's a threat to democracy, right? They're just unbelievable. I think we should take our first break here because I want to come back to something that you highlighted in a blog, and I don't want to give it short shrift. So we'll take our first break here at 3:33. David, please give your blog address.
Yes, it's davidblackman.substack.com, where I write about politics every single day in one way or another.
And nobody's better at it. Take my word on that, my friends. We really do appreciate you, David. Thank you for joining us. And we'll be back. We're going to take a look at the roads with Skipper, and then Blue Water News with Skies next.
Well, we had a couple of accidents a little earlier. One on I-65 northbound, just past exit 130 in Greenville. If you're coming into Montgomery, it was a moderate crash, possible lane blockage. They are still working that one. I-85 southbound, mile marker 20-ish. We have a couple of vehicles off on the right side of the road. Tractor trailer rig. And they're trying to get all of that moved out of the way. So please just use caution there. In Montgomery, light to mostly moderate traffic. We will keep you updated. Great shopping at Premier Place. Shop Beals, Michaels, GameStop, Landmark, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton & Company development. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. 3 people were injured in an early Sunday morning shooting in Montgomery. The incident happened around 1 a.m. in the 2400 block of East South Boulevard, where a man and woman were critically injured by gunshots. Another woman was found nearby who had also been wounded by gunfire. No further details have been made available. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, has announced an expansion of its Montgomery data center. The data center, which is still under construction, will bring Meta's investment to more than $1.5 billion. The new Meta data center being built across from Montgomery's Hyundai plant will support more than 100 jobs. The 86th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic is making its capital city debut this weekend. Montgomery will host a game for the first time as part of the official historic Black College and University Classic weekend. The new Ferris wheel will make its debut in downtown as part of the weekend's festivities as well. The Ferris wheel will be free and open to the public. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
It's Johnny from Sinclair's from Vaughn Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East. Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat at 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Pretty good forecast, except we need rain, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low temperature, not too bad, in the middle 60s. I think we're in the upper 80s with total sunshine on Tuesday, then maybe even low 80s for a high on Wednesday and Thursday, and perhaps upper 50s on Thursday night. That sounds good. Meanwhile, the desperate search for raindrops continues. There is none in our future. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Live local talk, the River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
David Blackman's favorite, Jeff Bezos, with his weekly commentary.
I am Jeff Bezos. Did you hear the terrible news? Amazon is settling a federal lawsuit for $2.5 billion, saying we tricked people into signing up for Pride. It seems donating $1 million to an inauguration slush fund doesn't go quite as far as it used to. But the feds alleged we duped customers and then made it hard to cancel. Oh, please. Have you ever tried to cancel a gym membership? Might as well find the Holy Grail while you're at it. An impossible quest. Like once I tried to switch phone plans when I couldn't get service on my service yacht. And I was transferred from an AI agent to a call center in India to a main menu so many times I thought I was on Amazon customer don't worry. I have a plan to raise the $2.5 billion by raising prices.
He gets his 2 cents in every Monday on this show on whatever's happening with Amazon. By the way, since we are in the Idiocracy, I was looking over some clips. I got to play this one again. It's very brief. It is the mayor of Chicago, who in 13 seconds explains why we do this show.
Can't hear it.
The fact of the matter is we are driving violence down on this city, and we're using every single resource that's available to us. Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities.
It's a sickness, jails and incarceration and law enforcement. That's what that is.
It only works if you try it. So the big problem, obviously, is that, you've had the Soros-funded prosecutors in big cities like Chicago's who refuse to prosecute real criminals, and that's the result.
I hope the Trump administration is willing to prosecute real criminals. How do you read the Comey situation at this point, David? Because who was it? Michael Cohen sent MSNBC into the vapors.
Yeah, he messed up the whole narrative over there, didn't he?
Yeah, he said, I think he's guilty and I think he's going to do time, basically. And
well, he's obviously guilty. Whether they can get Virginia jury to convict him is another question. But obviously, the case is solid. And I read Jonathan Turley's analysis of it. I mean, it's a solid case. It's fine. And people got to understand, this is just the bare bones initial indictment that's out there right now. There's going to be all kinds of stuff added into this indictment and all sorts of additional evidence developed as this case goes through the process. Okay. This is just the starting point. And it's a starting point for a reason. They wanted to start with Comey first. Brennan will probably be next. And then, on down the line of the conspirators who have been a part of the Russiagate conspiracy since 2016. And so expecting everything to be, locked down and tied down fully in the first indictment that's out there is unreasonable. And you start with an indictment of a single person and put the pressure on them and force them to spend all this money and have to go through the process. And then you start saying, well, you can get a deal if you just start to come clean on the conspiracy itself. This is, I believe, what they're really doing inside the Department of Justice is developing, what is being called a grand conspiracy case, but it's really a RICO indictment. Because it was an organized crime operation within the Obama administration beginning in the summer of 2016 to try to fix the 2016 election. And that was carried forward to the 2020 election and even through the raid on Mar-a-Lago and subsequent events to that. And so it's this big complex web involving dozens of people, of bad actors, and Comey's just the first one of many to come.
Now, he's been pretty confident so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very low profile the last couple of days. And again, Virginia, that makes me a little nervous, although they're not completely.
But remember, this was a Virginia grand jury that returned the indictments. Right? I mean, so.
Thank God there's somebody intelligent on this show.
Right. Yeah. So that's, I worry about it too, but it was a grand jury made up of Northern Virginia citizens who returned that indictment. So you can get a jury in Virginia to actually take a hard look at the real evidence in a case against the Democrat.
And of course, the Democrats are turning this into revenge.
Of course. Yeah. Well, and let's be honest, there is an element of revenge to this. But if you committed the crimes, you committed the crimes. It doesn't matter what the motivation for the prosecution is. If you're guilty, you're guilty.
But they have nothing to say if you're impeached or convicted over something that was based on a total phony collaboration just to get this one man. I mean, the resources and the time they wasted on America with and further inciting, the ever growing distance between left and right, conservative, liberal, whatever. The walls are closing in, and just is there a way for Congress to rescind impeachments? They should take those off his record because
they should. Yeah, I mean that should all be expunged. All of it was completely illegitimate.
Which brings me to in a related thing. I'm not trying to bounce all over the place today, David, but we now know that 274 FBI agents were embedded in January 6th. Who was Stephen A. Smith even came out and said this has got to be exposed. Because 274 FBI agents didn't do very much in the way of crowd control that day, did they?
Obviously not. Yeah. And that's in addition, remember, to what Ray admitted to was 26 operatives that were embedded in that crowd from the beginning. Okay. Weren't just sent over there for crowd control. They were embedded from the very beginning of that day. And that's just what he admitted to. We're going to find out pretty soon that there was hundreds of operatives and agents embedded in the crowd from the beginning. And, everything that we've been told by the Democrats for the last 10 years, it was just this endless series of hoaxes and scams. And it's all getting revealed. And, we can deal with that however we want to deal with it. Reality is going to eventually prevail. And we're going to find out, I believe, the truth about the 2020 election and how it was rigged and the fraud that was committed, the massive fraud that was committed in those 7 states will all end up being revealed for all to see, because everything the media has labeled as a conspiracy theory for the last 10 years, has turned out to be fact. The conspiracy theorists are undefeated. And, I like my 1-loss record on this stuff.
It's excellent. It's why we're proud to have you on the show with us. We have our first call. You're welcome to join the conversation at 272-9228 with David Blackman, and Soldier Boy wants to be first today. So good afternoon.
It's good to be first sometimes, right, David?
You bet.
David, I think that here's the large conspiracy tip of the day. Those 25 suggestions or sanctions that Biden, was it Bibi? Yeah, Bibi. And the president are giving to the terrorists, that's all a setup. You know why? because they're not going to go along with those 21. What's the
No.
a group? Great. So it gives me. So what happens? That gives Bibi the time. Did you hear what Trump said? We got his back no matter what. So it means heavy duty stuff. We're going to have your military wise machinery that you can use on them. And he says, it's all a ploy to look to the public to say, you know what? This is the second or third time we've offered peace to these people, and look at them. So this is nothing more. But they're not going to, they're not going to agree to on 21.
No, they're not going to agree to any of it. Look, the Palestinians have been repeatedly offered a state of their own. During the Clinton administration, 1998, Bill Clinton was president. He convinced Israel. I can't remember who the Israeli premier was at the time, to agree to every demand that Yasser Arafat and the Palestinian Authority had demanded to settle their conflict, which included, their own home state in Gaza, everything that they demanded, and presented with that, Yasser Arafat came back and said no, because peace isn't their goal.
No,
peace isn't the Palestinian goal. The destruction of Israel and the Jewish people is Palestinians' goal. So they're not going to accept this. They might pretend to for a few days, but it's all going to fall apart. And and that's going to create the predicate for Israel to go in and finish the job. I totally agree with you.
Thank you for the call, Soldier Boy. There was a talk host, number one talk host in Miami. He himself was Jewish. And of course, there's a huge Jewish population down there. And he always said, this has been going on from the beginning of time. And it's always going to be going on long after we're all gone.
Yeah.
And I've seen no evidence to not believe that this will just be one of those forever things that just will not go away no matter what happens. It's just frustrating.
And I don't want to be misunderstood. I wish it was possible to settle this peacefully. I really do. I'm tired of hearing about all the killing over there. I really am. But you just have to understand that that's not what the Palestinian people are all about. They don't care about having their own country and all that nonsense. To them, that's just a sideshow. Their whole reason for living is to try to kill Jews and destroy the state of Israel. That's it. And until Trump convinces Netanyahu to say, yeah, I'm going to kill all my people and we're going to destroy the state of Israel, they're not going to really agree to anything. So, it's just sad, but it's reality. We have to deal with reality.
Why is there so much liberal celebrity support for Palestine?
Because they're idiots. They're just posing idiots who know nothing. And anybody who listens to the opinions of, I saw Jennifer Lawrence of all people weighing in on this stuff who cares what Jennifer Lawrence
really
thinks about any of it? Do people really care about that?
If you do, you're part of the problem. It's not part of the solution.
Laura Ingraham used to have the best response to that, which is shut up and sing. That, just shut up and do, act or sing or whatever it is you do. We don't care to hear about your opinions.
We have Chad on the line at 272-9228.
What's up, Gregster?
Chad, it's great. This is one of our most erudite.
Oh, I know Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've spoken before. I've been kind of out of commission. My mom passed away last week, and she had a great life, good lady, 88 years old. So,
I was very touched by the photos and the things that you put on social media, and certainly offered my condolences to you.
Man, well, then you knew where I was, and you had a birthday, and I saw your daughter came, huh?
Yes, got to see the goose.
That is great.
I got the hiccups in New Orleans too.
Did you?
And I still have them. Although right now they're kind of.
What does the doc say? Have you seen the doctor yet?
Well, I talked to him, and he prescribed him medication. What's it again?
Metoclopramide.
Formaldehyde that he recommended. So I'm
And
taking.
chug-a-lugging mustard. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it actually worked, which is
I
don't
wonder
understand.
why.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google
By the
that.
way, I thought Laura Ingram's book from years ago, "Shut Up and Sing," was great, and I saw that Jimmy Kimmel's ratings have fallen off the scale again. They've dropped 64%.
Really?
Yes, just came over the wire about an hour ago. Yeah, I know you're shocked, right?
I'm
so hard to believe.
I thought maybe he'd enjoy a little bit of a after effect from all that publicity. And now he's back to lower than he was before.
Yeah, that rating lasted shorter than a prom date with an ugly guy. So it's pretty quick. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not the person I thought you were. I need to go to the restroom. I'll be back in a minute.
Here it is. Jimmy Kimmel shed 64% of his audience after short-lived rating spike.
That means he only has 3 people watching now.
They just wanted to see what he had to say when he came back, and then they were gone.
Everybody did that. And his contract's up in March. I would be shocked if it's renewed because they're losing money on the guy.
They have to be. If CBS is losing $40 million on Colbert, ABC's got to be losing 50 on this bearded tear. I call him the Grim Weeper. He's always crying about the wrong thing.
The Grim Weeper.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, he always cries about some policy that he's responsible for or something he's done. And of course, when he came out and he gave his little apology, there was no apology. And,
no,
and no one was expected. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect anything out of the guy. And what do you do? But he's going to be like Biden in about 6 months. Have you heard anything about Biden? Really? I mean, he's like off the face of the earth.
This is true. I see nothing.
And then the Washington Post came out today. I'd like to hear your comment on that. Washington Post came out today and said, "Okay, Kamala, we're tired of you. Bye."
Really?
Wow.
Yes. It says we can't get over to 2028 as long as you're out here on the scene. And that was written by the Washington Post editorial board, not just it wasn't an op-ed. So I'm like, yeah, they finally have gotten sick and tired of her. And then just to kind of cover the waterfront, watching Chicago have to take it in the shorts on the $479 million monstrosity that's becoming the library. I mean, I don't know what to say what that thing looks like, but it is a hideous looking building, and apparently the city coughed up a lot of nice property, in the Garden District over there to put that thing in there.
Well, supposedly the Obama Fund was supposed to contribute $474 million to what is going to be like $1 billion thing when it's over.
Well, Greg,
they've donated 1 million of the 474 million so far.
That's $1 million more than you and I put in.
Now we know how they bought that $12 million beach house. Huh?
Yeah, right. No kidding. And which one? You got the one in Martha's Vineyard, you got the nice mansion in DC, you got the mansion in Hyde Park, and then you got the place in Hawaii.
Yeah.
No?
Crazy.
I mean, which one? Yeah. You tell me how likely it is that they're going to be able to raise $500 million to fund that thing, because the purpose of that fund, that endowment, is to sustain the operation of the museum once it's built. It's not, that endowment is not meant to pay for the construction. Mm-hmm. It is meant for all the maintenance, the gardening, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know about you, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think as the years go by, Obama's gotten less popular.
So you think?
Yeah. Hard to imagine, isn't it?
But somebody connected to that project is like apoplectic because they have contributed nothing that was promised, and we'll see where all that goes.
They're only responsible for being stupid if they actually believed it, But right now, Obama, that's the unfortunate thing about being a young president, and Clinton went through the same thing, right? Once you're not president anymore, nobody really cares,
You know what? And nobody wants to go visit the Joe Biden bookmobile either.
His place, you talk about, he won't even get a place built.
I don't think he will. Who's going to fund a library for a president who wasn't really president, and everyone knows it.
Well, heck, they ought to do the Joe Biden library if they're going to do anything, right?
Yeah, the auto pen library.
The auto, yeah, you can have you can have a library with a bunch of auto pens in there.
The National Auto Pen Museum.
Next to his Corvette with a couple of boxes of classified documents.
Just a couple of boxes. What's the big deal?
All right, you guys. It's good to talk to y'all. Everybody take care. Have a good one. All right.
Thank you, Chad. And again, our condolences on your loss. We've got so many things.
You know what they should build Biden instead of a library? This just popped into my head. An assisted living center, because that's what the White House was for 4 years.
Oh,
I love that idea. This man,
just right there.
If we get the right people listening to the show, you're going to see things happening. But I just find it hilarious that this, I'm the one we've been waiting for, but nobody wants to pay for me, you know. And he looks pathetic. Whenever he comes out and offers his brilliance on any topic, he's lost the electricity. He's lost the magic. He's what he is, and
nobody cares because he's irrelevant. I mean, even the Democrats don't give a damn what he has to say anymore because he's not relevant. He's not relevant to anything. That's why George W. has been so smart, just to mainly shut up. Go, sit on the ranch and be quiet because he's not relevant to anything either.
No,
just stop.
And to think at one time I saw him as the face of conservativism.
Yeah, well,
he is just part of the big club that George Carlin likes to say that we ain't in.
Yeah,
and
he was just another Bush.
Never been spoken. Let me touch on one thing before we go to the top of the hour break here, because we have a lot of meat on the bone on many topics here. But Fetterman, I'm really impressed that he has the chutzpah to stand up to the party and, again, say, stop with the Nazi and the fascist and all that, because fascists and Nazis are bad people. We don't want them around if they really existed. It's so reckless. It's so irresponsible. It's nice to have somebody, at least one in the party, that hasn't totally lost their mind. And to think we saw him as a joke.
Well, he was for a while.
Yeah.
Now it turns out he's the only Democrat in the United States Senate who has a conscience.
Apparently. Yeah. The rest of them are just absolutely worthless. You think he'll flip?
Yes. When he runs for re-election, he'll be running as a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the right kind of Republican for that state in particular. Yeah. But at least you're going to get what the guy thinks and believes.
Yes, exactly. And that's fine. We deal with Susan Collins, because she's the only Republican to get elected in Maine. We can sure deal with John Fetterman.
Susan Collins. I had a lot of momentum until I heard her name. Because then when you think of Susan Collins, you got to think of Lisa Murkowski. Who's the other one in that group that's so awful? And what the hell's wrong with Alaska anyway? Electing somebody like that. I don't get it.
It's just all her last name. Her father was the senator forever. He was governor after that. And he willed that seat to her. And she's never really been a Republican. She's always been a liberal, basically. And her dad was a conservative, but she's never been.
David's thrilled at the selection for Super Bowl halftime entertainment this year. We'll talk about that and a whole lot of other things. And I also want to hit on all these conspiracy theories coming out of Charlie Kirk's murder.
There's a lot.
And is there anything to pay attention to there? I, at the moment, don't see it. But man, I'll tell you, it's something like nothing can happen anymore without 5,000 spokes on the wheels saying, no, this is what happened. And the bullet didn't.
It's because everyone has access to the internet.
Yes, I think we should start licensing access to the internet. But as long as you have access to the internet, you can find David Blackman on the internet and subscribe and support his work. David, that address.
DavidBlackman.substack.com. Come see me.
Yes. enjoyed the oil industry update you sent out yesterday too. This man has spent his career in energy, oil and gas, and if you want insights and expertise. By the way, I only paid $2.46 a gallon in Mississippi for gas.
That's what I paid yesterday too.
It's $2.79 here and higher at a couple of places. Why is that, Mayor Reed, with your extra gas tax BS? Okay, I feel better now. So we'll come back to David in just a few minutes here on News Talk 93.1 FM. Montgomery Men's Health. This is the place where thousands of men here in Alabama have regained what they thought was gone forever. And that includes everything from youthful energy to libido to performance issues, because they treat all of that at Montgomery Men's Health. This is the place where for $99 you can take a simple test that will gauge your testosterone level. And once that number is known, if it's not where it needs to be, it can get there and quickly. And all of a sudden, this amazing restoration occurs in a man's life. It's absolutely incredible. It's where I get the energy to bike ride and to do things in the evening and live life to the fullest. That's really what it's all about. If you can't get out of the chair at the end of your workday, if you just feel like you're going nowhere fast, there's a malaise in your life, your libido went somewhere, you're not sure where, and you want all of that back, call this number, 334-440-3663, 334-440-3663, or visit them online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. News in less than 2.
Well, we got a couple of accidents in Montgomery. 1400 Narrow Lane, that is right before East Boulevard. Please use caution there. And 2800 Zelda Road with possible injury. That's going to be near La Zona Rosa Mexican restaurant. Buckle up, drive carefully. Traffic light to moderate and building all over the area. At McKenna Nissan, they've got 0% financing up to 60 months on 2025 Pathfinders, Rogues, and Muranos. Worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch traffic.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
God loves you. Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. President Trump has laid out a 20-point plan for ending the Israel-Hamas war and bring peace to the Middle East. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu backs the plan. The president says Israel would have the full backing of the United States to take steps to defeat Hamas if it does not accept this proposed peace deal. Democratic and Republican congressional leaders meeting at the White House with President Trump in an effort to avoid a government shutdown, but both sides have shown hardly any willingness to budge from their positions. The president making it clear he had no intention to negotiate the Democrats' current terms to avoid a government shutdown. Stocks finished higher. The Dow was up 68 points, the Nasdaq gaining 107, and the S&P 500 added 17. This is SRN News.
Is war in the Middle East the revival of an ancient conflict recorded in the Bible?
The nation of Israel is a resurrected nation. So what if there was going to be a resurrection of another people, an enemy people of Israel?
Dinesh D'Souza's new film, The Dragon's Prophecy, is in theaters 2 nights only, October 6th and 8th.
We came back to a land that was largely barren and empty, and we brought it back to life, and we're going to keep it.
Tickets not sold in theaters. Get tickets only at thedragonsprophecyfilm.com.
From director
Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on a true story.
They said you had no chance, but here you are.
Starring Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Shostak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
If you focus exactly on loving the life that you're living right now, not the life that you think you could have had or should have had, that's the whole deal right there.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters October 10th. For tickets, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
Soul on fire.
Boo! Guess who? That's right. This is Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage, where we make mortgages easy. If your finances are haunting you, it's time to call Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. What if I told you that the money you've been looking for all this time is in your home? This is no trick. By refinancing your mortgage, you may be eligible to lower your interest rate or eliminate monthly mortgage insurance. Would you like to pay off credit card debt, make home improvements, or fund a large purchase? A mortgage refinance may be the answer. What are you waiting for? If your current mortgage payment makes you scream, then it's time to call the Alabama Home Mortgage Team. Clear the cobwebs. Call me, Kim Williams, today at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Pretty good forecast, except we need rain, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low temperature, not too bad, in the middle 60s. I think we're in the upper 80s with total sunshine on Tuesday, then maybe even low 80s for a high on Wednesday and Thursday, and perhaps upper 50s on Thursday night. That sounds good. Meanwhile, the desperate search for raindrops continues. There is none in our future. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's an Obama alert.
5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over
I
the
heard
border.
enough of you. Makes my skin crawl. Whoa, well, the interesting thing about that video, too, for those who saw it on our YouTube channel, which is Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela, he looks like a completely different human being. There he is with the, he's got that electric thing going on and the command of the room, and now he's just a gracefully aging old man that nobody really.
He's aged a lot.
Well, he never. I mean, for those who thought hope and change, we're still waiting. Where's the hope?
Got a lot of change, not much hope.
Yeah, we have our first caller of this hour already. We haven't even said anything. Is keep the caps on the bottles here. We have Steve who would like to talk with David Blackman. Steve, welcome.
I got several things I want to ask. It's all tied into the same thing. But when they're doing these indictments, you reckon they'll go after Strzok and then was her name Page, his girlfriend, Lisa Page, or something, and then
Strzok and Lisa,
Obama and Hillary, and Will. And do you think if they go after them and get convictions, will Trump get money back he lost to Hillary that that judge awarded her? I mean, is that possible to get your money back? And I hope he indicts all of them, and I hope they indict all of them, and I hope they convict them all.
Well, I do too. I don't know that any of that will happen. I certainly hope they'll go after everyone you mentioned there, especially Hillary Clinton. Although Peter Strzok seems like a pretty manifestly evil individual as well.
Yes.
Lisa Page, whatever. She was kind of a minor bit player and all of that. I doubt you'll ever get all the way up the chain to Obama, but what do I know? I mean, we've seen so many things this year already that we would have never dreamed a year ago we'd be seeing out of this administration or any administration. So I've learned not to just automatically say, no, that'll never happen. Because I think if it's right and just, it ought to happen. And I think it would be right and just to definitely go after all the people you mentioned. And on the money thing, I don't remember Trump ever having to pay Hillary money for anything. Maybe I'm just forgetting that. So I don't have any memory of that.
He sued her, and then the judge ended up awarding money to Clinton.
What, for her legal fees?
I guess. I thought she got quite a bit of money. I don't know if she countersued or what. He went after her for the dossier, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember. So if you've had to pay a settlement, I suppose there might be recourse at some point if it's demonstrated that the decision was illegal somehow. But there's also statute of limitations on stuff like that probably is already run. So I just don't know.
Well, people will have more faith in our system if they see that those people aren't above the law.
I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's something the Democrats believed right up until January 20th of 2025. And now suddenly they don't believe that anymore. Go figure.
All right, Steve, thanks so much for the call. JD Vance says we are headed for a shutdown.
Yeah, but there's still 30 hours. I saw that, but this is kabuki theater, as I like to call it. It's all a show, and there's all this brinksmanship we're gonna go through over the next day and a half to right up till midnight, and probably a few hours beyond midnight. And then you just don't know what might happen before, say, 8:00 Eastern time Wednesday morning.
Also, a headline: Israel agrees to the U.S. plan to end the Gaza war, but of course, Gaza's Trump has also told Hamas, you either accept this or face severe consequences. And they have to take him seriously.
And did you watch the press conference? I watched Netanyahu talk about that. He addressed that and he said, look, they may agree to this, but we're not going to wait forever. Okay. We're going to give them a few days. And if they're actually following through, we'll be patient. But if it's clear they just aren't really following through on their commitments, then we're just going to have to take care of it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a Facebook friend has just said, since we touched on the conspiracy theories, that Charlie Kirk is not really dead.
I've heard that too.
I saw a video that was horrifying, but didn't seem to be made up.
Yeah. Okay. I
really reached the point in some instances of absolute absurdity.
It's not though. I mean, I don't know where I sit on this whole thing because I've read a lot online, but we cannot trust anything we're told.
That's the real.
I totally agree with that.
Even things we see with our own eyes, we really can't always trust because there are so many manufactured crises.
So to believe Charlie Kirk is alive, we have to believe that the President of the United States and the entire cabinet of the United States flew to Arizona for that memorial service, took a whole day out of all of their schedules to go to that memorial service, knowing at the time that Charlie Kirk really isn't dead. This seems to me, it's kind of like my daughter doesn't believe we did the moon landings, and God bless her, she's really intelligent.
I don't believe that either.
And so, but my question is always, okay, let's say we didn't. And I actually believe that we actually did have filming done on a sound stage out in Arizona by what's the director's name? I always forget. Yeah, Kubrick. I really do believe that. Kubrick himself admitted that later in his life. But I think that was just because they knew they weren't going to be able to take the video on the surface of the moon. If we still see, and just last week, Chinese spaceship orbiting the moon sent back photos of 2 of our moon landers. Why did we fake it 7 times? I mean, somebody's got to explain to me why we would. Faking it once I can understand, but why did we fake it 7 times? It doesn't make any sense to me. I've never had anybody be able to explain that to me in a way that makes sense. And I just, until somebody can explain to me why Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio and the whole cabinet would participate in a hoax like that, then I'm going to have a hard time believing that Charlie Kirk is still alive. It's just, and I like conspiracy theories. A good conspiracy theory is fine with me. It has to make sense to me.
One thing I hear from people who did not live through that entire era is, why didn't we go back?
Yeah.
And the answer, especially if you look at who was in the White House as that era ended, primarily Jimmy Carter, the narrative, and it was fed even by shows like All in the Family, where they were, well, you spend $1 billion to go up there and hit a couple of golf balls around. Can't we use that money better here on Earth? Yeah, like to what? Perpetuate poverty and some of the other brilliant ideas the Democrats have given us. There was a social thing against it. And I think NASA's, and I even said this to Gene Kranz, who's been a guest on this show, the fundamental failure of NASA was to tie the space program and the investment in it to progress that has led to a better life for all Americans.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question, the investment in the technology that has done nothing but improve, get better, and more impressive over the years has helped everybody. It's the social judgment against going to the moon. Like it was, we were doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And excitement.
It seems frivolous.
There's no, they didn't articulate a long-term plan on why continuing this would be a benefit. Right. And that's a denial against what's made the world go around since the beginning of time. Man's incessant need it's like now Columbus did what people did in those days. He was looking for the New World. It was just a rumor, or to find spices in India or whatever. And he finds the Bahamas and set up the first slot machine there, from what I understand. Instead, no, Columbus was bad. He did bad things. He invaded land and he brought disease. And, okay, let's get real judgmental over something that happened 500 years ago. You weren't around. You don't know what people were talking about or thinking about in those days. But that's crazy. And I still haven't gotten the hiccups back.
Well, let's talk about the flat Earth theory. Does anyone believe in the flat Earth theory?
Not me.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't believe one or the other. I'm not convinced either way. I'm not afraid to say that.
I've been in the Concorde. You can see how round and robust our planet is from the Concorde. 68,000 feet. That's pretty high. And you really get a good glimpse of the curvature of the Earth at that point.
I love conspiracy theories, so I'm not going to make fun of anyone for believing what they believe. It's just that I'm not convinced. Somebody got to convince me. I got questions.
Most of the stuff I've heard about Charlie Kirk involves, do we have another patsy here?
Yes.
Was he set up by somebody else? What about the other people that were giving cues, like the transgender question that was uttered just before Charlie was shot? Were there other participants?
What's up with the old man who said, I did it? I did it.
Didn't they arrest him on a ton of gay porn charges or something?
I think it's child stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
child porn.
Totally.
Why would you put yourself in the position to be scrutinized like that?
Maybe he wanted to be
you're
cloned.
setting yourself up to be found out. That's weird.
That was truly, truly insane. Sort of like picking David's favorite, Bad Bunny, for the Super Bowl halftime show. I saw that this morning and I'm thinking, Come on.
He's
Come
got
on.
popular with the younger crowd.
Okay.
He's got to be, because I have no idea who he is. I've never heard any of his music.
Really? You don't know who he is either? Okay.
Well, I did, or I did not until my teenager told me he was in Happy Gilmore 2. That's the only place I've seen him before. But my teenager was very excited that he was in it. And I was like, who even is this guy? And I still don't really know, but he was excited about it. So I think he's just got to be big with younger kids.
That's I guess Roger Goodell in the NFL, they don't give a crap about anybody over the age of 24 anymore.
They're trying to bring in new people to watch it.
How about just putting a good product on the field? Football doesn't need to be sold. But and I did hear that Taylor Swift turned it down.
Oh, really?
Oh, well.
She's planning a wedding. She's got other stuff to do.
Planning a
She
wedding.
might be pregnant for all we know.
Got a new album out and doing a film about the making of the album. So why short circuit those revenue streams by doing what amounts to a free show for 100? I'll bet it would break the all-time Super Bowl viewing record if
it totally would. Yeah, if she did it. Yeah, for sure.
I could see the number getting to 130 or 40 million people, which would be an all-time record on the live game.
So I hadn't heard that she turned it down. Wow, that's all the free publicity they gave her for going.
That's what my inside sources in Hollywood told me this morning.
How ungracious. I mean, that's unless there's some truly legitimate reason for not accepting that gig, that's extremely ungracious. They gave her hundreds of millions of dollars worth of free publicity by having those cameras up in her luxury box during those games for 2 seasons.
Yes. And it became the question of the week. Is she going to be at the Chiefs game? And then the Super Bowl and everything else. And
I mean, I believe that all of that really, that first season where they were doing that helped. That next year is when she became such an enormous
was that when she that
social phenomenon. So anyway, that's, to me, it's kind of ungracious that she would turn that down.
Can we find sound from Kamala at the Howard University book tour event?
Gosh, I hope not. I'll try though.
I sent y'all the link. It was embedded in my email.
Oh, then let's go there, because I absolutely want to hear that. I'm also reprinting your incredible list on the White House list of anti-ICE violence and what they're doing to demonize this group. How do you think this is going to work? Portland, the mayor of DC was actually grateful for the help. And there are other areas. I haven't heard anything out of Memphis. Didn't they send some National Guardsmen into Memphis?
I don't think they sent them in. I don't think those people were ever moved into Memphis. I may be wrong about that, though, but I haven't seen any news on it.
But Portland's getting 200 National Guard troops. And
they moved a bunch of people into Chicago, too.
So they've had some incidents there, right? I mean, their usual...
In Chicago, of course, yes.
Why are cities so reluctant to accept help in keeping their citizens safe?
Well, it's just politics. It's the politicians. They're Democrats. I mean, you had the mayor of Portland out there and the governor of Oregon out there at a press conference yesterday saying there are no problems with Antifa in Portland. It's been a nightly violent demonstration in downtown Portland nightly since 2000. Every night they're out there doing damage to property and threatening people on the streets of downtown Portland. I mean, it's just they refuse to admit to simple reality. And how do you deal with people like that who refuse to just acknowledge what's really happening? It's like trying to work a deal with Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries on the budget. They don't deal with reality. They refuse to concede what reality actually is. So it's impossible to really work anything out amicably with them. So, Trump just had to send those troops into Portland against the wishes, declare an emergency. And he doesn't want to do that with Chicago But, you know, because of the attacks on the ICE facility there in Chicago, he had the justification he needed to send them in.
This just in, Zohar Mamdani refuses to denounce Hamas. And Eric Adams drops. Yeah, I'm shocked. Eric Adams drops out of the mayoral race in New York. Do you think this changes the landscape, or are they going to elect this son of a...
No, I don't think it changes anything. Yeah, it's such a strange thing. So there was a poll a couple of weeks ago on just the public approval for the various mayoral candidates, and 66% of New Yorkers said they had a negative opinion of Mamdani, and yet 55% of them said they were going to vote for Mamdani. I mean, what kind of thought process is going on among New York voters? It's just bizarre. It's bizarro world. These people don't live in the real world. But I just think, you know, I don't think Cuomo can beat him because Cuomo's such a flawed candidate himself. He's a human piece of excrement. He's an awful human being, just an awful human being. And everybody knows it. So you don't really have Curtis Lee was a Republican, and, you know, New Yorkers aren't going to vote for a Republican. So that doesn't matter either. So you just don't have a viable opponent facing off against him. So yeah, they're going to elect him, and it's going to doom the city to a decade of rot, and it's just going to be awful. But that's just what these voters are intent on doing to themselves. So you just don't. I mean, we live in a free country, so people can vote who they want to vote for.
What are they? The people that want him, what are they expecting him to do? It's so crazy. But it's really a job that no sane person would actually want.
Yeah.
Running that town. But that doesn't mean it has to go to a crazy ass socialist. Quick flip of the switch here.
The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports is on the air.
This just into the News Talk Sports Desk this afternoon. And this is a big local story as well, that Fall Pinebaum, as we have always referred to him on this show, is considering leaving ESPN to run for the Senate on the Republican ticket, but not because Senator Tuberville suggested it to him. He's actually considering this because of the impact of the Charlie Kirk assassination on this man.
Yeah. So that's interesting to me. I've never had much use for Feinbaum's sports opinions. I find him to be kind of annoying and not much else, but maybe he'd make a good senator. I don't know. At least he's in the right party, so he's got that going for him.
Says that a couple of people in DC have reached out to inquire. I mean, his sports show is heard all over Alabama, but the ratings here have been, up and down, mediocre, whatever. I just was kind of surprised. I thought for some reason that he was like super liberal.
Well, Bruce Pearl also retired.
Yeah.
So are they going to run against each other?
There's a question.
I like Bruce Pearl, and I would take Bruce Pearl over Paul Feinbaum any day. Because this sounds like show business. In fact, I wouldn't put it past Feinbaum to be doing this just for the publicity.
It's gotten him a lot of attention today. That's for sure.
Absolutely has. All right, we're at 4:32 here, so we're going to take our bottom of the hour break for news, traffic, and Rich's forecast, and then come back with David Blackman, who will once again direct you to his blog address so you can support his incredible work.
DavidBlackman.substack.com for politics and Blackman.substack for energy. I write about both every day.
I got a quick click here because I've been now hiccup free since I ate that spoon of mustard at the beginning of the show this afternoon. But you remember this guy?
Excuse me. Have you ever been in Schenectady?
Foster Brooks.
I never was in
Foster Brooks.
Yeah, there was a time when a guy who could impersonate a drunk was a big popular thing here in America.
I found a clip of Kamala I've got to listen to.
Okay, you do that. Let's take Dennis's call. I don't know what I'm doing. This is a come as you are party this afternoon. Dennis, you're on with David Blackman.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Feinbaum, I'm like you. I've never really listened to him, but every time I see him, and I hate to really put this man in the same category, but he reminds me a lot of Wally Cox.
Oh,
he does kind of look like Wally Cox, doesn't he?
Yeah, I remember Wally Cox.
If he wants to say there's no need to fear, underdog is here, I wonder if he'd sound like him.
If you put Ross Perot's jug ears on Wally Cox's face, that would be Feinbaum.
I think I love the example. Thank you for the call, Dennis. I love the metaphor, but I just hope we find somebody who has the heart and the guts that Tuberville shows. He is an unflinching supporter of Trump. He does not mince words when it comes to describing a problem. And he's already told us exclusively on this show, the cavalry is coming to Montgomery when he's elected governor and moves here, because he's not going to put up with the kind of crap that we've had to endure here. Unbelievable. All right, we'll be back with David in just a moment. Our show brought to you in part by Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. A Clark's Club membership not only for $180 gets you 2 annual tune-ups in your home to the system that keeps you and your family comfortable, but guarantees you priority service should something go wrong. And that's a 24/7 commitment from Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. These are absolutely the best when it comes to HVAC techs, but you know what else they do really well? They're amazing human beings. You'll feel comfortable with them in your home. And I've said it, you get a membership the first time they come out to your house and you meet these people, you'll want to serve refreshments. It's like having company over, except they know how to make sure your AC system is working properly, not wasting energy, and is not putting unpleasant aromas into your home. And if it breaks, they're a phone call away at 277-2125. Their plumbers are nothing short of amazing. They can diagnose a problem and apply a fix at the very best of what you need, especially since plumbing needs repair generally the sooner the better. There's no time to wait for a flood to build up. That's what you want to have access to 24/7, 365, and that's what you get with Clark's. 277-2125 or clarkcomfort.com. Alabama certification number 09098 as we get ready for traffic and news. Here's Skip.
East-South Boulevard at Wallace Drive. We have a minor accident there. Please watch out for it. Earlier, an accident with injury, 2800 Zelda Road near La Zona Rosa. We believe that one may be clear, but use caution just in case. Seeing a lot of cars out on the road. Traffic definitely building now. 65 to 85. The interstates are getting very busy, as well as all of our feeder roads outbound. Keep it here. We will keep you updated. The Workhorse Special is at Thompson Tractor. See the all-new Cat 255 compact track loader. 3-year warranty, 74-inch bucket, 1,000-hour filtered kit, only $73,655. 0% financing. Thompson Tractor off I-85 at Taylor Road. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
1819 News.
An 1819 News reporter has now been threatened with the defamation lawsuit coming from a leader with Black Lives Matter. Carlos is a BLM activist who has left the state and is now living in Colorado, but continues to weigh in on activities occurring in the Birmingham area. Chavez sent an email to April Marie Fogel after she reported on a Birmingham high school teacher who mocked Briarwood Christian School for offering a public prayer for the late Charlie Kirk. Chavez Jr. used a variety of profanities to address Fogel in this email and then said he plans to support the teacher in filing a lawsuit against 1819 News. Chavez has also made multiple posts on his Facebook page regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having the people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A Dothan man has been sentenced to 99 years in prison for the murder of a local movie producer back in 2019. Marcus Hubbard was sentenced for the shooting death of Rodney Callist outside of Callist's home. Family members to Callist say that the two were very close friends and that Callist's children even referred to Hubbard as their uncle. A boil water notice has been issued this week for residents of Cottondale when it comes to cooking, washing dishes, making ice, and brushing teeth. There are water line repairs getting underway in the city that will involve several streets. Testing will be done to determine when it's safe to use water straight from the pipes. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Fox Tuesday is the place for uncovering mysteries and memories.
I had a car accident. I lost 8 years in my life.
First, it's an all-new murder in a small town.
Your success rate in solving major crimes is superb.
Surprises the heck out of me too sometimes. Then it's a new episode of the smash hit Doc.
You're having memories? They're just weird flashes. I need my life back. I will do whatever it takes.
Tuesday on Fox 20.
Can you hear the squeals and smell the corn dogs and funnel cakes? The 11 best days of fall are almost here. The Alabama National Fair. News Talk 93.1 WACV has your fair tickets. Listen for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Alabama National Fair, coming to the Garrett Coliseum October 3rd through the 13th. It's the 11 best days of fall. The Alabama National Fair. From News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
We worked with a lot of clients over the years, like a lot of clients. And the one thing we've learned is that every client deserves more.
More attention, more dedication, more results.
That's why we opened Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Take real estate to the next level.
Here, it's not about us. It's about you, your goals, your dreams, your success.
Buying, selling, or investing, we built this brokerage to work harder and smarter for you. So give Eddie Bader a call, 334-322-0662.
Or give me, Hannah Grantham, a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you how real estate is done.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Pretty good forecast, except we need rain, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low temperature, not too bad, in the middle 60s. I think we're in the upper 80s with total sunshine on Tuesday, then maybe even low 80s for a high on Wednesday and Thursday, and perhaps upper 50s on Thursday night. That sounds good. Meanwhile, the desperate search for raindrops continues. There is none in our future. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
And now former Vice President and border czar Kamala Harris at a book signing event.
My name is Rodney Tazar. Recently,
I want to say, Rodney, you seem like a nice guy, but you're really ticking me off here. It was set up to play.
Yeah.
You got to play that ad first.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll just let it run until we get to the part we want with the volume off.
Oh.
Writing and just mumble there in the background. Skip.
Okay, turn the
Now
volume.
you got to play the second one.
And
because you're on Rumble. Oh, you're on YouTube.
For this, they want
drag this guy away because her clip is before he starts talking.
where's the
there she
skip
is.
button?
No,
Oh,
pull
there
it.
she was.
This is the guy. Pull that back at the start of the video. See the little red line at the bottom?
Yes.
Drag that to the beginning.
Okay, I did.
All the way to the beginning because she's the very first part of it before he starts talking.
Something is
Well,
wrote this book. Okay, here.
Well, what do you know? How appropriate is that? A blank screen.
There she is.
So I wrote this book. So one of the things about the election, 107 days, is it really is unprecedented. So think about it.
Listen, if you don't believe the former vice president, Kamala,
annihilated there. I mean, absolutely annihilated.
You missed it. Didn't line up to play the part where she stumbles over to that guy and she says, "Let me just hold on to you."
Right. Yeah.
Because that's totally normal, right? You know, when somebody's sober and oh my God. And the New York Times ran an editorial, right? Saying, just go away.
Yeah. Or was it?
It was the Washington Post. Washington Post.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's burning all her bridges with this book. So obviously, I think what this book really means is she got a big enough advance from the publisher to write it that she doesn't feel the need to run for political office anymore because she is burning every bridge she ever had.
Wild.
David, it seems like President Trump is playing chess with people that really aren't up to checkers. They're more like, tiddlywinks, if that. And what he's doing with the DOJ indicting pro-Hamas groups using the same technique that the Dems used to go after pro-life groups with.
Right. Yeah.
Shed some light on that, please.
Yeah, that's the Civil Rights Division. They used to, in the Biden and Obama administrations before Biden, they had these campaigns at DOJ to arrest pro-life protesters who wanted to do peaceful protests outside abortion clinics. And they would force them to be, out of sight and out of hearing range. And if they violated that, literally they arrested dozens and dozens of pro-life protesters and prosecuted many of them and sentenced them to jail terms for just standing quietly on the sidewalk holding a sign. And so, that's under a law that was passed during the Biden Obama administration. You couldn't structure the law so that it says, we're going to use this to go after pro-life protesters. You couldn't name the cause. And so now Harmeet Dillon is the head of the Civil Rights Division. She's using the same law to go after the Hamas protesters, the pro-Hamas protesters. And that's a great approach. And I hope she's very aggressive at using it and starts throwing a bunch of these people into prisons who are disrupting traffic, disrupting civic functions, preventing police from responding to calls, preventing firemen from responding to fires, preventing ambulances from getting sick people to the hospital before they die. It's time to end this nonsense. And if that's the law you can leverage to do it and throw these people into prison, I'm all for it.
David, I found the Kamala clip that you sent, and I'd like to play it. It's 18 seconds.
There you go.
What wonderful
little word salad from
in the 21st century.
Wow, I know that's where the Howard grad did that.
And a Howard grad.
Look at that. That's a 3 martini lunch talking right there.
Wow.
For real. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, she's toasted. Middle of the day.
It's sad.
Yeah, day drinking is never a good look, folks.
No. We have a call from Cameron. Cameron, you have a question for David?
Yeah. I was just the other day looking at some news, and I was reminded that Kamala Harris spent $1.5 billion in 15 weeks and made us hold our breath some days. Do you think money can tilt the balance as much this time as it seemed to almost do last time?
No, I think the utility of that diminishes the more they spend. She ended up $100 million in debt. She hasn't paid off her debt in that campaign. I mean, think of the amount of money she blew through. She came to Houston to do an event, paid Beyonce $10 million to show up, and Beyonce showed up and didn't even sing. I mean, it's just wild what they were spending money on.
It's some accountability for that too. I mean,
right. And you know what they spent so much of it on is just paid advertising on network television that people don't watch anymore. I mean, it's going to the wrong places, and Trump got more positive boost to his campaign from a 3-hour interview with Joe Rogan than Kamala Harris's entire TV ad buy got for her.
Yeah.
And the Rogan interview was free. The world has changed, and Trump, thank God, his campaign was the first presidential campaign to understand how it had changed.
Because he has a
And she
team.
never got it. She still doesn't get it. You read the clips, the excerpts from her book, talking about, you know, how she didn't get to do the Rogan interview and blaming it on her staff and his staff. It's all nonsense. She knew she couldn't sit there for even 30 minutes with Joe Rogan, much less 3 hours, and not embarrass herself and destroy her campaign. So it was something they couldn't do. And they had to make up all these BS reasons why they didn't do it. And it's pathetic. And she was an awful candidate. She was the worst presidential candidate since ever. I mean, who was worse?
I off the top of my head, what's his name? The guy with his head in the tank.
Oh, Dukakis. Yeah, he was awful. He was terrible. Yeah. Kerry might have been as bad too.
Oh, Herman Munster. Yeah, that was
and McCain. McCain was awful.
I even had a liberal friend at the time back in 2004 who just I don't understand why they picked him, and maybe they just thought they had to throw somebody out there. So
yeah,
and you know
what they did, they picked him because he was a fake war hero, and they were pretending they're throwing some war hero up against George W. Bush, and of course it turned out all the Kerrys. He got a Silver Star for literally nothing. It was just given to him for no reason. I mean, his whole life was just like Joe Biden, just a series of frauds.
A cakewalk, if you will. The idea that, and again, it speaks to how clueless they are, because I believe most nice people, anybody that's at least decent to some level, would have sympathy or empathy for Erica Kirk. But now the Democrats have given their standard 2 weeks of okay, but let's get to the truth here. What are they attacking Erica Kirk over? What is their problem with her specifically?
Well, over the weekend, she did an interview with I don't know exactly who. I just saw brief clips from it, and she was. It's been more than 2 weeks, and she's kind of recovering back to her normal personality, and she was laughing and smiling during the interview, and those clips ran on X and other social media. And she was getting attacked for, well, it's only 2 weeks after your husband was killed. How can you smile and laugh? Well, people are resilient. I mean,
especially Christian.
I had to eulogize my mother at her funeral. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
So did I.
But a couple of weeks later, I was able to smile and laugh. I mean, it just, people are resilient and they recover and they resume their lives. And I mean, it's just for people to be looking for that kind of thing to criticize her specifically for out of everyone else, that they could be going after is really just bizarre. And it just shows a lack of empathy and really a conscience that so many of these people suffer from.
It's lower than low. I mean,
yeah.
And people, I've seen this with people who are true Christians and we saw, I mean, I could not speak after I played the clip of her on the air the next day after the memorial. And I played it on the morning show, and because everybody was obviously talking about it, and part of that was the genuineness, the heartfeltness. But I know a lot of people who I have a level of faith in Christianity that I only wish I could have for myself, and they do have the ability to, because they believe the person they lost, while they miss them, very profoundly here in this life, they believe they're in a better place. They're not just saying that.
He got his eternal reward.
Yeah. And that allows them to bounce back a little bit faster, I think, because of their faith.
Yeah, I think so. And it's not like in the movies, folks. People don't go into mourning and stay there and wear a black veil over their face forever, right? I mean, life isn't a movie. Life isn't a network TV series.
And if anything, a death like that at such a young age, it reminds everybody life is short. Nobody has the promise of tomorrow. So wasting time stuck in one particular situation or another, it does not benefit that individual or anybody else.
Well, she has young kids. She doesn't want to be sitting around crying all the time.
No, and they need to believe their dad's in a better place too. But again, they're such ghouls. They'll attack anybody over anything if they think it's going to score in points. And I don't think any of this is working. I think their whole strategy is about as screwed up as a party can get right now.
It's pretty amazing how they seem to intentionally want to take the wrong side of every issue. It's really
Yeah, I mean, most of these are 70-30, 80-20, even 90-10. Where the Democrats, they're on with the fringe, and people like Fetterman are trying to, hey, maybe this is not where we really want to be on this.
Come back from the ledge. Come back from the ledge.
Can we take like a 2-minute break and do some baseball talk? Because the playoffs start tomorrow.
Sure.
With your Los Angeles Dodgers and my New York Yankees.
There you go. We're still alive.
It's coming up next after traffic.
Well, South Boulevard in the vicinity of Wallace Drive. We have an accident there. It is minor in nature. However, everywhere else traffic is building. We're seeing a lot of cars now on East and East-South Boulevard, especially near Narrow Lane and Woodley. Also, East Boulevard around I-85, I-65, and 85 definitely building. More and more folks getting out on the road, getting off work. Keep it here. We will keep you updated. McKinnon Toyota has special financing rates on Corollas, Camrys, and Tundras. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, your family-owned and operated small-town dealer with hometown service. Exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. With J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99. And that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Back with David Blackman as we wrap up our tour of the great American Idiocracy. David, did we miss anything in the basic news that we wanted to talk about? I don't think
so, man. We got to all kinds of stuff, didn't we?
And
We
if you
did.
think,
The biggest thing for me right now, we missed the biggest one.
What's that?
The generals and admirals that are all called to DC.
Oh, I know that meeting tomorrow. I forgot
What
about that.
is up with that?
yeah.
You know it's going to be leaked as soon as it happens.
You know what's hilarious is that the people complaining about it are the Democrats and what it's going to cost.
Right.
When you said Kamala spent $1 billion, or was it Cameron
Yeah.
spent $1.5 billion in 7 weeks? when you're that ineffective, they got to send her to training class so she can spend $1.5 billion in half that time. That's nothing for a Democrat, really.
Yeah.
About it.
But that meeting tomorrow could be nothing. Could be just a general meeting of all the top brass to talk about the reorganization of the U.S. military chain of command that everybody knows is coming, or it could be about something else. And
you know what? I
don't know what the answer is, to tell you the truth.
I know.
Who is the troll master? Who is the guy that knows how to? He's like David Copperfield with the media. Look at this. And they're all running over there looking for the one thing they can get out of that,
right,
that they can turn against him for something. And I think that may be it. It may be, like David said, just a garden variety meeting. Let's get everybody on the same page. I just have a feeling that's, what do I know?
It could be a lot more than that, though. And I'm not sure I want to talk about what I think it could be about, but we'll see. It'll be a lot more than that.
What do you think?
I know. Send us a group chat.
I will.
Or add that to our chat on YouTube, and you tell us what you think David is suspecting here, because now I'm worried. I wasn't worried before. It's 4:59. So yesterday was really kind of cool in the way the baseball season ended, especially watching the New York Mets, who I've always hated them.
Yeah.
With their $765 million superstar, all go home. The season's over.
Season's over. Just amazing to me. Just them and the Reds both lost. It was like neither one of them wanted to get into the playoffs.
And last spot. The good news, though, is the Dodgers get the Reds, and I don't see them having any reason.
Well, it's 3-game series, man. A lot of bad stuff can happen in a 3-game series. Who the Yankees have? They got the Red Sox, for crying out loud.
And they did not do well with the Red Sox last month when they came into Yankee Stadium. But the Yankees seem to have finally figured it out and caught fire at the right. They won every game this week. I think they've won 10 out of 11. Something like that.
The Dodgers have won 9 out of 11. They're the two hottest teams going into the playoffs. Here we go.
And there's a school of thought. Baseball is such a momentum-driven game. Having a week off to get rusty, it may give you some time to heal. But if you're at the end of the season and you're on fire,
you don't want that week off. Yeah.
No, you want to keep.
Agree.
So I think the Yankees are going to reverse what happened with the Red Sox last time. But the story of the year, really, and it goes to show how difficult baseball is to predict, the Detroit Tigers, with a 15.5 game lead on Cleveland, managed to fritter that away.
Unbelievable.
And on the last day of the season, Cleveland wins the division. It is the single biggest comeback in Major League Baseball history. That said, I don't think, whoever wins, Detroit's got Skubal pitching tomorrow, and he's the best in the American League.
He is really good. He's really terrific.
But I foresee the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners playing in the. How about Cal Raleigh? 60 home runs, pretty impressive. But the people that I listen to that really know baseball say Aaron Judge should be the MVP.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was obvious. I mean, he was out. And the Yankees just went completely off the cliff. He comes back and gets healthy and gets back going again, and they're the hottest team going into the playoffs. I agree. I think Judge is the MVP. Raleigh had an amazing season, though.
And I do see the Dodgers, because the Brewers get to a good place every year, and they've been to the National League Championship Series. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think they compare to the Dodgers in terms of overall depth of talent.
The advantage the Dodgers have is that their weakness has been the bullpen all year, but now they get to put Kershaw and Sasaki and Emmett Sheehan into the bullpen, and suddenly the bullpen's not a problem anymore, right?
No, and
so that's a real advantage.
They have that. And by the way, it was very classy the way they handled Kershaw's last regular season game at Dodgers, and the Mariners and the fans there did a nice tribute to him yesterday as well.
What an amazing season Kershaw had.
Yes.
He goes out, he has an 11-2 season with a 2.83 earned run average, and he's retiring, for crying out loud. It's just incredible. Just incredible.
Dodgers fired their manager, or the Giants fired their manager today.
Did they? Well, yeah. Yeah. I've never thought a lot of that guy. I can't remember. I'm dropping his name right now, but I never thought he was great.
And other baseball news, the Twins fired their manager, Rocco Baldelli. Well, they suck, but that's because they got cheap ownership.
Yeah.
Carlos Mendoza is coming back as the Mets manager next year, and I think he deserved it because it wasn't his fault. It was I think the person that should be on the hot seat there is management for giving them such lousy starting, such a mediocre.
Yeah.
But still, David, it's always a pleasure. Will you be joining us again Thursday?
Oh, heck yeah. We'll probably have baseball happening right during the show.
Yeah.
The game going. Yeah, it'll be great.
We can do our own customized play-by-play on the baseball. On then.
Thrilling.
It'll be Pamela. One last time, David, please.
I'll bring the popcorn and peanuts.
And something to listen to. Please give your blog address one last time so our
yes, it's David. Just go to Substack. Just Google David Blackman on Substack. It all comes up. That's the easiest thing.
You are in for a treat. You are in for a treat. I'm telling you. I was out of town. The best entertainment I had outside of some amazing food and time with my daughter was reading him because he had. I didn't have to look at anything else, and that's why you love it. The hot button stories. It's all there for you. David, we'll see you Thursday, sir.
See ya.
Okie doke. Bye.
Right, as we hit 5:04 already. Time went by and no hiccups.
I know.
And
What
friends,
is
I'm just
it?
telling you, one of our
David.
listeners suggested this morning, a spoonful of yellow mustard.
Yep.
I had the hiccups when I came in. You saw.
Yes. Everybody heard 93.1.
Yeah. And I haven't had them for 2 hours, but they've disappeared before today. They may come back. I hope not.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just doesn't make you sound like professional when you're hiccuping every 2 seconds.
Right.
All right. The place that you might want to consider if you're shopping for a vehicle, maybe you got a new driver in the family, maybe you'd like to upgrade, but don't want to go brand new. But where can you shop with confidence? The place that has set the standard in the pre-owned market is Jack Ingram's Signature Used Cars. With more cars under 20,000, including some great opportunities to drive a Mercedes, a 2014 C-Class C250 for under 10. That car, again, has only 63,000 miles on it. That's a deal. That's a car that's been babied its entire life. Here's a new addition, 2004 Chevy Silverado 2500 HDLT at $99.99. They've always got new additions to the fleet here, but I do want to remind you that if you're looking for a specific brand and type of vehicle, ask them about their location service because they can find, I know they've done it for a number of friends who didn't see specifically what they wanted to or hoped to when they went to the showroom, but they were able to find the vehicle for them. So they're totally willing, whatever it takes to get you in a car. The important thing with pre-owned, I'm an 8-time customer. They really do what they say in vetting the product before they put it on the floor. So you can truly shop with confidence. With 25 lending partners, don't let credit scores and things like that get in the way of loving what you drive. And it starts at Jack Ingram, SignatureUsedCars.com. Brad McDonald joining us in about 10 minutes.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. Wall Street drifted a bit higher after a day of mixed trading. The S&P 500 added 0.3%. The Dow edged up 0.1%, and the NASDAQ Composite rose 0.5%. All three are near their all-time highs set a week ago. Technology stocks recovered some of their losses from last week, while oil companies sank with the price of crude. This week's highlight for Wall Street is scheduled for Friday. That's when the latest monthly update on the job market is due. The hope is for modest numbers that will keep the Federal Reserve on track to cut interest rates. The Dow was up 68 points today to close at 46,316. The NASDAQ gained 107 to 22,591. The S&P 500 added 17 points to 6661. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
Before you commit to that plumbing repair or upgrade, get a second opinion from Headley Plumbing. Our estimate could save you thousands. We do it all: residential, commercial, and septic tank service, serving the entire river region. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the river region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. For a limited time, you can get 5 to 25% off your new Eagle Metal building. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Join WAKA for our Tickle Pink Out Party benefiting the Cancer Wellness Foundation Saturday, October 4th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverwalk Stadium. There'll be something for everyone. Health information, shopping, a children's area, and giveaways all day long. We'll also reveal our Survivor Makeover winner. Get your tickets at WAKA.com. Sponsored by the Montgomery Cancer Center, the Montgomery Probate Office, Archwell Health, and Sons Kia of Montgomery.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This is Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. Adams Drugs has been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for over a decade and have gone from 7 stores to 12 stores. We attribute our success for what they've done for us. Thank you, Blue Water Broadcasting.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
God loves you. Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
510.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu say they've agreed to a plan to end the war in Gaza, but it's unclear whether Hamas will accept the terms. Trump on Monday laid out a 20-point plan for ending the Israel-Hamas war and establishing a post-war Gaza governance. Trump's plan to end the Israel-Hamas war has been presented to Hamas, which is reviewing it in good faith. Democratic congressional leaders are leaving a White House meeting saying there are still large differences with President Trump and Republicans in their positions to avoid a government shutdown. Trump is making it clear he had no intention to negotiate on Democrats' current terms to avoid a government shutdown. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 68 points. This is SRN News.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Inflation is hitting everyone hard right now, especially when it comes to healthcare. Over the last 10 years, healthcare costs have skyrocketed by, get this, 230%. If you have Medicare Parts A and B, you know there are still out-of-pocket expenses like deductibles and co-payments, and they really add up. But here's some good news. MediShare 65 Plus is designed to fill in those gaps and help protect you from rising healthcare costs. At only $99 per month up to age 75, you get peace of mind at a price you can afford. And MetaShare is trusted too. It's been around 30 years. It's not some big impersonal thing. It's a community of people helping each other, business owners, pastors, retirees. People love it. MetaShare 65 Plus just makes sense. To learn more, give them a call. They're great to talk to. They'll offer to pray with you each time you call too. Call now, 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE 55. 833-SHARE-55.
Welcome back
to the hiccup hour.
Yeah, they're back. All I did was walk outside and I felt that feeling. And here
Is
they
it hot
are.
and humid out?
It's still pretty warm.
Maybe it stimulates that nerve. Because when you're sitting in here in the air conditioning after you have your mustard, that.
Can you take a moment and talk about AMS Studios in Prattville, your incredible business there? Because you don't want me hiccuping through your message.
Right.
But it's an incredible place.
Well, yes. For all of your self-care needs or gift giving, a gift certificate for a spa experience is hated by no one. It's universally accepted. It's one size fits all. We do facials ranging from like a basic signature facial. We do teen educational facials all the way up to 24 karat gold facials and hydrofacials. We have massage therapists and do massages on Saturdays. We have another massage therapist who's starting soon, who just graduated school and passed her test. She's a client, which I love.
Awesome.
Yes. Who's going to start working some evenings. So after work, come in and get your self-care hour. And
that would be awesome.
Yes.
If people have that option.
Absolutely. So she's going to work a couple evenings a week and be there from 5 to 8, which is great. And there's no shortage of people looking for massage. It's just hard to find.
Right.
But we do have several. And then we do more of the body aesthetics with laser hair removal and microneedling, the body remodeling with Evolve. All of these things too, you can book online or book a consultation for.
Literally any part of your appearance that you want to improve, they have technologies that are far, far less expensive than cosmetic procedures that work. I'm so excited about it.
And all the consultations are complimentary. So you can just book for free online and come in and talk about what you want or need. And it could be, self-improvement of the face or body, anti-aging specifically, if you have wrinkles that you want to get rid of, or, just something that you're not happy with. We have product lines to do regimens at home, and we have treatments in the spa. And like you said, a lot of these things are much more cost effective than cosmetic surgery. There's far less downtime, much less invasive. And, there are several things that we do that, even though they are cheaper and less invasive, can achieve close to plastic surgery results, which is ideal for people, with real lives and, who can't be down and out for months recovering from a facelift or something.
All of these things help are great weapons in the battle against time, friends.
Yes.
And also great ideas for gift certificates. Call 730-1268, 730-1268, or visit ams-studios.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Grant is next.
Well, hi, everybody. Pretty good forecast, except we need rain, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight low temperature, not too bad, in the middle 60s. I think we're in the upper 80s with total sunshine on Tuesday, then maybe even low 80s for a high on Wednesday and Thursday, and perhaps upper 50s on Thursday night. That sounds good. Meanwhile, the desperate search for raindrops continues. There is none in our future. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up.
check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
All right, for today's take on your money and the economy, we go to Mr. Right on the Money, Brent McDonald from Invista Advisors. Good afternoon, Brent.
Hey, Greg. How we doing today, bud?
I have had hiccups for 31 hours. They've disappeared briefly here and there. As you can tell, I have them back. I'm going to try some yellow mustard and see if that doesn't work. So I'd be totally thrilled if you would just take the floor here and tell us what happened today and what's going on the rest of this week. This is brutal.
Yeah, man, that is brutal. Good grief. Okay. Well, first of all, long weekend. Here we go, starting a new week, and there's plenty to talk about. If you look around, the number one topic that's on everyone's mind, particularly as it relates to U.S. domestic, would be government shutdown. And the market's shrugging this off. You don't want to see a government shutdown, but at the same time, I think that could potentially be some good to come out of this. If you look back over history at government shutdowns, I think there's been a total of 80 days. If you add them all up, and not one time has it ever resulted in a recession or sort of, one of these really catastrophic type events. It's just really kind of a big deal over nothing. Also, in years past, when you look at shutdowns, which is, again, I think that's where we're headed here. I just think, you get all these, stark warnings from one side or the other saying it's going to result in all these bad things. But the simple fact of the matter is that the military doesn't shut down, border control doesn't shut down, the postal service doesn't shut down. It's all the essential services continue, And the Treasury Department is still taking in revenue. The Treasury Department is still sending money out for things like Social Security, Medicare, all that type of stuff. So the big stuff continues on as usual. Non-essential workers, though, typically in prior shutdowns, you would see non-essential workers who go home, then they come back to work and they get paid for back pay. This time around, Trump is really escalated this thing, and he's basically telling the Democrats, look, you can threaten all this stuff, these things you want with budget and other things, but here's what I'm going to do. When we shut down, I'm going to send all these non-essential workers home, but they're not coming back. These are permanent job cuts.
Wow.
And that's the part that's never happened before.
And they know he means
business.
business.
He's going to hang it around their neck. Yeah, and he does. He means business. So in some ways, it could be good. I mean, we know the government has been much, much too big for too long. It saps up resources that can be used in other more meaningful ways. And really and truly, I would say that the workforce is largely displaced. I mean, we've got workers in the wrong areas in a bloated, bureaucratic federal government system. Many of these, if you look at the private sector, many of these people can go and get jobs in the private sector. I mean, we know that the openings are there. You look at the JOLTS numbers we've been getting, job openings, the numbers have been there. We know that it's been somewhat of a tight labor force. So I think it would probably be good to see the government shrink. It certainly would be good for long-term growth prospects. And that's not an opinion. That's fact-based. If you look back over the last many, many decades, that usually holds to be true. So I did want to get that out there. I know a lot of people talking about the government shutting down. We've gotten phone calls about it and what have you, but it's just at the end of the day, I don't think it's a really big deal. I think what's a bigger deal, is the geopolitical backdrop. You look at what's going on, you see the movement of military assets. The fact that Trump is now, he's been careful to say it in the right way, but he's quote unquote selling missiles and missile technology to the Europeans, which are then going to turn around and give it to the Ukrainians. But the fact is, these types of missiles, these are highly technologically advanced missiles that require extremely well-skilled technicians in the military to fly them, to guide them. They require satellite technology that the Ukrainians don't have. So this would be the first time, I think, where we would really see a massive sort of ratcheting up of the war, where NATO is really actively involved and the United States is very, very much involved. And these are guided missiles, so that can reach into Russia, and Trump has authorized their use. So that's a pretty big deal. You look at what's happening with defense contractors and other areas in the market, and certainly the market is pricing this in. I also would say too, you look at the Chinese, and the Chinese have also been moving military assets in a way that would suggest, that they're gearing up to potentially make a move on Taiwan. And who the heck knows? So, again, as I've said over the last 2 or 3 years, all of this is not really going in the right direction. It's going in the wrong direction. You look at from 1990, let's say, all the way for 30 years, the whole world prospered under this globalization. Whether you agree with it or not, globalization essentially built China and flooded that country with technology and U.S. dollars. We basically made that country rich, and now it's coming back to bite us. So now what we're witnessing is a deglobalization of the world, and that's what's causing some issues. But at some point you have to hit these problems head on. I mean, we have no choice.
Yeah,
it's a matter of national security. So we'll see what we get this week. October's right around the corner, Greg, and we're about to close out the third quarter. So we're going to be quickly going back into earnings season again. So the next several weeks we'll have a slew of earnings. As we always say, particularly about the third quarter, that's where you get guidance for the end of the year. So a lot of these CEOs will be talking about not only the first 9 months of the year, but how they see the end of the year closing out. And they also begin to give a little bit of commentary about 2026. So that'll be a pretty big deal. But in the meantime, if we get anything, major, we'll be right here to report on it with you throughout the week.
Brent, I'm so grateful for the help, and I apologize for the hiccups, and hopefully tomorrow they won't be an issue.
Man, buddy, gosh, it's brutal. All right, well, good luck.
Thank you for your time, my friend.
All right, bye-bye.
I can get about one short sentence in before they come back.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor, and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Coming up is Kamala Harris drunk, or am I drunk or stupid? Maybe I shouldn't focus on her. Anyway, here's traffic with Skipper, 526.
Well, we have a new accident on Taylor Road. This is going to be right in front of AUM, and we've got incredible traffic right now on Taylor Road from Vaughn up to I-85 at East Chase and from Atlanta Highway up to I-85. Boulevards are very busy, including East South Boulevard. We had an accident there earlier near Wallace Drive. And I-65 and 85, heavy traffic. All of our feeder roads out, loaded up this time of day. Buckle up. We'll keep you updated if any other accidents happen. Register now for mini-term B classes at Trentham State. Classes begin October 14th. Start the journey to a better you now. Go to trenthamstate.edu for more information. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
This is not headline news. Selena Gomez married music producer Benny Blanco over the weekend. And now, per their agreement, Benny will release Selena's father from the dungeon. Meatball pasta meals sold at Walmart may be contaminated with Listeria bacteria, but Walmart has relabeled them as quick weight loss supplements. Amazon was fined for tricking people into signing up for Prime. But before you judge them, how accurate is that photo on your dating profile? And a woman in England almost died when she yawned so hard it almost broke her neck. She says it's the last time she ever watches soccer. This is not headline news.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is the smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. Bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and school zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
There's nothing quite as exciting as another college football season kicking off. Eating Pizza Perfect pizza while watching the games makes it that much more enjoyable. In September, get $4 off any large pizza. You already know about the great pizza buffet at Pizza Perfect. Besides all the pizza you can eat, it includes spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13 at lunch and for dinner on Tuesday and Friday and all day Saturday. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in East Brook.
Let's face it, what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. Here at Adams Drugs, we love our customers. We are here with Al and Amy Steinecker, Adams Drugs customers. Amy, please tell us how easy it was to transfer your prescriptions to Adams Drugs from the big box store.
It was one of the easiest things I've ever done. I went into the pharmacy on Bond Road and spoke with the pharmacist and told him we had not been happy where we'd been and would love to transfer our prescriptions. And he said, I'll be happy to call them. And that was that. And now when I call, I just say I need to have a prescription filled. And it's just that simple.
Al, what has your customer service been like at Adams Drugs?
It's amazing. You walk in, you're not standing in a line. They speak to you, call you by name, and say, what do you need today, Al or Mr. Steinecker? It's wonderful. It doesn't get any better.
Please come into any Adams Drugs location and let us earn your business. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The claws are out.
Fox tonight, James Day is all new. First,
We have an Oscar winner in the house.
Jane Krakowski welcomes Mira Sorvino to the Celebrity Name That Tune podium.
I can name that tune in one note. Wow.
Then, 4 famous reality couples get a reality check from Jane Lynch.
She just realized there's no smart one in their relationship.
All new Celebrity Name That Tune, followed by an all new Celebrity Weakest Link.
Tonight on Fox 20.
Can you hear the squeals and smell the corn dogs and funnel cakes? The 11 best days of fall are almost here. The Alabama National Fair. News Talk 93.1 WACV has your fair tickets. Listen for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Alabama National Fair, coming to the Garrett Coliseum October 3rd through the 13th. It's the 11 best days of fall. The Alabama National Fair. From News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I am Jeff Bezos. Did you hear the terrible news? Amazon is settling a federal lawsuit for $2.5 billion, saying we tricked people into signing up for Prime. It seems donating $1 million to an inauguration slush fund doesn't go quite as far as it used to. But the feds alleged we duped customers and then made it hard to cancel. Oh, please. Have you ever tried to cancel a gym membership? You might as well find the Holy Grail while you're at it. An impossible quest. Like once I tried to switch phone plans when I couldn't get service on my service yacht, and I was transferred from an AI agent to a call center in India to a main menu so many times I thought I was on Amazon customer don't worry, I have a plan to raise the $2.5 billion by raising prices.
Yeah, that's what that justice will get us. News Talk 93.1 FM.
I really wish that I could cut the cord.
Yes.
I
agree.
I'm so tired of it, but you can't get anything everywhere. And it's the worst. I feel like I'm handcuffed.
The one complaint that I hear from most people, besides hiccups, and boy, we've had more calls on that than any other topic today. It's been amazing.
I know. Everybody has their own remedies.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're happy to share.
I
because
love
they
it.
care about you. They want you to find relief.
It's sweet, and I'm very grateful. But I know so many people that don't even know what they're subscribed to. You know,
I know.
how many I found out several months ago that because somehow it got onto my phone bill with Verizon, Hulu, Disney Plus, all of it.
Yeah.
And I've been paying for it for months when I already had what I wanted from that group.
Oh, really?
I asked for a refund, but they gave me a free phone instead. So,
well,
they're all, yeah, that's one thing that annoys me is when you have a plan, I've been with them for a long time. And I hear and see ads. Well, we'll give you a free phone and a free iPad and an Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
What about me? I'm paying you the money that allows you to offer these freebies to new customers. I want something.
I know. As a loyal customer, you rarely get the perks.
You know, you see these, I don't know what kind of financial institutions they actually are, but they have a thing. If you sign up, like Chime, you sign up with them and they can tell you how many subscriptions you have and cancel them for you because some of them are almost impossible to cancel.
Yeah, you just have to go through so many different screens and so many hoops to jump through that people give up. They're like, this is worth $7.99 a month because this is annoying.
You got to put a price tag on your time and then decide, is it worth going through all this grief?
Yeah.
I got a clip here with J.D. Vance that we can share on the government shutdown.
What Chuck Schumer has said consistently, it's whatever our disagreements are, let's negotiate with them. Let's talk about them. Let's figure out a bipartisan solution, but you don't shut the government down. In other words, you don't put a gun to the American people's head and say, unless you do exactly what the Senate and House Democrats want you to do, we're going to shut down your government. That's exactly what they're proposing out there. Now, we have to remember, they're very frustrated. They say that they're very frustrated about the fact that this negotiation has not taken place until today. But if you look at the original thing they did with this negotiation, it was a $1.5 trillion spending package, basically saying to the American people, we want to give massive amounts of money, hundreds of billions of dollars to illegal aliens for their health care while Americans are struggling to pay their health care bills. That was their initial foray into this negotiation. We thought it was absurd. We told them it was absurd, and now they come in here saying that if you don't give us everything that we want, we're going to shut down the government. We think that's preposterous. We think it's totally unacceptable, and we think the American people are going to suffer because these guys won't do the right thing. Now, I want to make one final point here. You will hear a lot from Senate Democrats, from House Democrats about the fact that American health care policy is broken. Well, we know that American health care policy is broken. We've been trying to fix it for the 8 months that we've been in office, but every single thing that they accuse about being broken about American health care is policy that Democrats have supported for the past decade. So if they want to talk about how to fix American health care policy, let's do it. The Speaker would love to do it. The Senate Majority Leader would love to do it. Let's work on it together. But let's do it in the context of an open government that's providing essential services to the American people. That's all that we're proposing to do. And the fact that they refuse to do that shows how unreasonable their position is. I think we're headed into a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing. I hope they change their mind, but we're going to see.
Who have they got that
so frustrating?
can even hold a candle to him?
Nobody. Not even multiple people stacked up together with their brains exposed and hooked a wire.
Yeah. They're just such a pathetic group. So, again, how is Muldowney about to become mayor of New York? That just baffles me no end. It
Because
is.
we live in the idiocracy.
Yep. And that's why we tour twice a week. And your chief broadcaster here in the Idiocracy has the hiccups. But Pamela Dubuque can confirm it's not related to alcohol or any substance issue.
No.
Oh my goodness.
They say that it's the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve.
That you need to trigger that somehow.
Maybe with a little shot.
But that's what the vinegar and the mustard do.
Maybe it's time for Jacqueline to call me with another urgent. That they tried that at the beginning of the show. It was collusion between Pamela Dubuque and Jacqueline Tomlinson.
That was pretty funny.
It really was. I got to admit, that was
because I know when
excellent.
she texts you and it is really, something that you need to address, it worries you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And maybe that is part of what helped with the mustard at the beginning.
Yeah, but you can't fool me twice. So what? We need a new technique. Oh,
I know. I don't have anybody else to call. Or
this is not sounding good. And I want to talk about Georgia Floyd's Direct, a group of people I truly love and appreciate for their long-term support of what we do here. And I'm going to try and tell you about them without hiccuping through the whole thing. But they have been basically bringing beautiful flooring within reach of everyone for over half a century. That's why they have 30,000 square feet. When it was originally open, the idea was to have the widest variety of flooring options available, and they do. All types and styles. Mountains of rolls of carpeting. Hundreds of room remnants. Dave the Rug Man, who can make you an area rug, did a custom rug for me that it's sort of like been the centerpiece of the home because people always notice it and talk about it. You also have the options of window coverings and marble and granite kitchen countertops there. And just like with the flooring, they have a variety and a selection that brings those improvements within reach of everyone. The Mary Bandit Floyers is an unbelievable group of sales professionals who wear their cheer rather well and make shopping there just an incredibly pleasant experience. 12 months good as cash for qualified customers and their own teams of installers. Almost there. So from the moment you walk in the door to the moment you're standing on your beautiful new floor, it's all Georgia Floors Direct. On the boulevard across from Lowe's, a flooring destination since 1969. There's traffic.
Well, we are still very busy all over the area, interstates and boulevards, and we do have a couple of accidents. Right now, Taylor Road, 840 block, that's going to be right in front of AUM. We have an accident there. Also, Taylor Road at Eastwood Glen, we have an accident there. Traffic very heavy on I-65 and 85 outbound from Montgomery. Feeder roads are loaded up, especially 231 to Wetumpka. We are seeing several other minor accidents. Those are not really causing any problem, but be on alert. It's very busy out there. We'll keep you updated. When it comes to the big jobs, check out the new Cat Next Generation track loaders at Thompson Tractor. Got a bigger cab, more torque, more power, and great financing's available. ThompsonTractor.com. They're off I-85 just past Taylor Road. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
It's finally here. The 72nd Alabama National Fair, October 3rd through the 13th at Garrett Coliseum. Thrill to the rides that light up the Midway. Experience amazing shows like the Zerbini Circus, the Swifty Swine Racing Pigs, and the Puppet Tone Rockers. And don't forget the food. Funnel cakes, turkey legs, corn dogs, and all of your fair favorites. Opening weekend, the fair turns up the music. Saturday the 4th, it's Corey Kevin concert. Sunday the 5th. Skillet will rock the Coliseum stage with an energy you'll feel in your bones.
Both shows start at 7 p.m. and are free with your fair admission. Presented by the Porch Creek Indians. Sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery, Hyundai Motor Manufacturing, Alabama, and Coca-Cola.
The Alabama National Fair. It's the best 11 days of fall.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery police have opened a homicide investigation following a weekend shooting that left a woman dead. The shooting happened just before 7 p.m. Friday night in the 500 block of Stone Street near the I-65-85 interchange. The unidentified woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Suspect and motive remain unknown. No further information has been released. Representative Reed Ingram of Pike Road has pre-filed a bill that could allow parents to give their children permission to pray in school. If passed by the Alabama legislature, the bill would lead to a constitutional amendment allowing Alabamians to vote on the issue. The new Elevation Hotel and Convention Center is set to open Wednesday. The 8th-floor hotel overlooking downtown is located at 600 Montgomery Street, site of the long-abandoned Hilltop Arms Apartments. Some of the hotel's first guests will include world-renowned musicians Branford Marsalis and Yo-Yo Ma, who will be performing a special concert on October 11th. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Looking for the perfect night out? Head to Jack's Tavern, where the vibe is chill, the food is amazing, and the beer is freakishly cold. Happy hour rocks Tuesday through Thursday, 4 till 6. Then stay for dinner. You get all the great flavor of Epicure in a laid-back tavern atmosphere, with the full dinner menu served till 9. Friday is live music from 7 till 10, and Saturday is for football. An extensive wine list and 58 beers on tap. Yep, 58. So grab your crew, grab a pint, and make it to Jack's Tavern. Open Tuesday through Saturday.
The Tears family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin.
Terrific. Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Pretty good forecast, except we need rain, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Tonight, mostly clear skies, overnight low temperature, not too bad, in the middle 60s. I think we're in the upper 80s with total sunshine on Tuesday, then maybe even low 80s for a high on Wednesday and Thursday, and perhaps upper 50s on Thursday night. That sounds good. Meanwhile, the desperate search for raindrops continues. There is none in our future. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Man, these fall allergies are killing me.
Then try the allergy medicine made with the scent of autumn, pumpkin spice Claritin.
But I can't smell anything.
Not yet, but with one pumpkin spice Claritin, everything will smell.
Wow. Pumpkin spice in the candles and the dog treats and the cookies and the toilet wipes and the beer.
Pumpkin spice Claritin is specially formulated to clear your stuffy nose so you can smell all the pumpkin spice, which ironically does not contain any pumpkin.
Now it smells like fall everywhere I go.
Pumpkin spice Claritin, available at your local pharmacy, coffee shop, and candle store.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what's in the air first thing in the morning, but it is brutal. Gets me every day. So this morning, I'm hiccuping my insides out and getting congested on the way in. Not fun, but I'm not complaining. Only a little. Since I, once again, am enduring the return of the hiccups, I thought we'd play a great clip. I want to thank Kathy Hedwig for sending this. It's Peter Navarro at the convention last year, Republican convention in Milwaukee, telling his story. He had just gotten out of prison that day and went to the convention that evening to speak. And it's a reminder of why we have to be vigilant. These people will never get up. They'll never try and stop taking their boot off our throats if they can put them there. And it's a great and passionate explanation of the deep state and what their ultimate goal is. So you can watch this on YouTube on Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela, or it's worth listening.
I think you folks just want to know if you can see my MAGA tattoo I got there.
We don't know it.
Yes, indeed. This morning I did walk out of a federal prison in Miami. Joe Biden and his Department of Injustice put me there. Tonight, I'm here with you in this beautiful city of Milwaukee. I got a very simple message for you. If they can come for me, if they can come for Donald Trump, be careful, they will come for you. If we don't control our government, their government will control us. If we don't control all three branches of our government, legislative, executive, and judicial, their government will put some of us, like me and Steve Bannon, in prison and control the rest of us. Here's how it went. Here's how I got in prison. The legislative branch came for me first. Your favorite Democrat, Nancy Pelosi, created your favorite committee, the sham January 6th committee, which demanded that I violate executive privilege. What did I do? I refused. The J6 committee demanded that I betray Donald John Trump to save my own skin. I refused. Here's the thing about the Constitution. They demanded that I break the law because they have no respect for it. I refused. And a Democrat majority in the House then voted to hold me in contempt. All right, what happened next? The next jackboot to drop was the executive branch. Another one of your favorite Democrats, Democrat Attorney General Merrick Garland. There's a winner. Him and Jack Smith indicted and prosecuted me for criminal contempt of Congress. Now, here's what's weird about it. It's something that Democrat prosecutors refuse to do against one of their own, including two guys with blood on their hands, Eric Holder and Alejandro Mayorkas, the great border czar, right? They've actually gotten people killed for decades. For decades. The Department of Injustice right now, the Department of Justice policy stated, hear me out on this, if Congress slaps a subpoena on a senior White House advisor like me, the advisor's duty is to politely tell them to go pound sand. That's exactly what I did. So far we got two branches, legislative and executive. The judicial branch delivered the final blow. Just as, here's another favorite of yours, just as Democrat Judge Juan Marchand, you know this guy, did to Donald John Trump in his Manhattan kangaroo court, another Democrat judge, a guy named Ahmed Maida, keep your eye on this guy, Ahmed Maida, Obama appointee, they stripped me of every possible defense, and then what? Just like in Manhattan with Donald Trump, they threw me to the wolves of an anti-Trump jury, and where? The D.C. swamp. They convicted me. They jailed me. Guess what? They did not break me. And they will never break Donald Trump. They will never break Donald Trump. All right, now here's the most important thing I'm going to tell you. You may be thinking this couldn't happen to you. Make no mistake, they're already coming for you. Joe and Kamala, they threw out the woke blue carpet across the Rio Grande, opened our borders to what? Murderers and rapists. When Donald Trump said it, thank you for saying that. When Donald Trump said murderers, rapists in 2016, they go, oh, racist, whatever. We read the papers. It's murderers and rapists. Murderers and rapists, drug cartels, human traffickers, terrorists, Chinese spies, and a whole army of illiterate illegal aliens stealing the jobs of black, brown, and blue-collar Americans. They put them right on your front doorstep. Now, here's another thing Joe Biden did. You got to love this. The green new scam. We're in the heart here in Milwaukee around all this. This is where the auto industry, that new scam is destroying our industry, leaving us at the mercy of the battery factories in Shanghai and slave labor in the Congo. Biden inflation. You're going to hear a lot of this because it's so friggin' true. Biden inflation is coming after what's left of your savings and eating your wages. And the Democrats, here's the thing. I'm sitting in prison thinking about this. It just eats at me as the Democrats come for your kids. They're indoctrinating them with poisonous attitudes on race and gender. And here's the thing. When politics fails, the investigations and prosecutions begin. They did it to me. They're going to do it to Trump. But hear me out. They've also done it to Catholics, pro-life activists, and parents who are just standing up for the kids at school board meetings. This is a tale of two Americas, and you know it wasn't this way when Donald Trump was president. I remember the days I was there. In Trump's America, you were safe and our borders were secure. In Trump's America, you were more prosperous and you didn't have to choose between what? Food on the table, medicine in the cabinet, and a roof over your head. And in Trump's America, you didn't have to worry about being locked up for disagreeing with the government. I went to prison so you won't have to. I am your wake-up call. All right, this is where I'm going to have fun now, because I'm going to leave you now with the last three words. The last three words my beautiful fiance said when I left that morning for prison. They weren't, "I love you." That was a given. She simply said, "We got this. We got this."
You know, I deeply regret I never heard this.
That's what.
Because you can't watch every minute of the convention. But that should have been a highlight.
There.
Because he's exactly what we all have to be concerned
Yes,
about.
indeed. This morning I did walk out of a federal
in
prison
jail. Corrupt judges and so forth.
in Miami.
Right, which is good news on this end. 5:50
Joe Biden
traffic
and his Department
and hiccups.
of Injustice.
Well, we have been very
Put me
busy
there.
throughout the afternoon, and we have several minor accidents. One that might be causing some trouble for you, Taylor Road at Eastwood Glen. That is right before Vaughn Road if you're traveling southbound from 85 on Taylor. I-65 and 85, very busy. I mean, we've got a lot of cars on the road right now, but traffic flow is really good. Interstates, boulevards are doing their best this afternoon. Light to mostly moderate traffic. Buckle up. We'll keep you updated. McKinnon Toyota has special financing rates on Corollas, Camrys, and Tundras. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, your family-owned and operated small-town dealer with hometown service. Exit 212 off I-65 in Clinton. With Jay Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
In Toronto's war on crime, the worst offenders are pursued by the detectives of the Specialized Criminal Investigations Unit. These are their stories.
A new series based on the iconic franchise is here on the CW. Wednesday.
Stories always need a few twists.
The legacy you know so well has a new story to tell.
Sometimes the dead do speak.
Law and Order Toronto Criminal Intent. All new Wednesday on the CW.
All right, let's see if I can get through the end of this thing here. Deep breath.
Everybody is to leave here immediately.
Our profound thanks to the one and only David Black, my co-host Pamela DeBeau, to Jacqueline Tomlinson, my fine attorney and scare artist. See you in the morning with Rich Thomas, Jay Scott. Thanks for punching us up.
Adios, muchachos.